Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon, let's get to it.
Happy 4th of July, everybody, and welcome to Undisputed live from Los Angeles. I'm Jen Hale, here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, Jen.
Good morning. How you like old Nantucket Ned this morning, Skip?
It's all about you.
Nantucket
You know, they
Ned.
do say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Is that true? No, Ty? You're starting to go with it more and more. You're coming around.
I had my grace
coming over to the dark side.
I
over
get
here.
dressed before you, Skip.
Oh, do you? I don't think you do. I don't know about that. You get all the attention. I know that for the show.
Whatever.
Happy 4th to you, or should I say happy 5th? Because you may need a whole 5th before this night
Why?
is
What
over.
happened?
Because right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Knowing you may just down a whole 5th.
I'm feeling
right?
good.
Huh?
Because when the wee hours of the morning when Kawhi
Oh, he's going to
dropped that bomb, like you said, that bombshell on you.
Okay. Here, we'll see. How are we doing?
I'm
You
good.
both
I'm
look
good.
dashingly patriotic today.
Thank you.
Ready for whatever. Let's get started this morning with Kawhi Watch, along with the rest of the NBA world. We are all still waiting to find out when Kawhi Leonard will pick his new team. The Claw certainly threw the city of Toronto into a frenzy yesterday when he apparently flew there to meet with the Raptors. Most insiders expected Toronto to get the last shot at convincing the Finals MVP to stay. The Clippers and Lakers both had their meetings earlier this week in LA. Now, multiple reports predict it could be a day or more before we get Kawhi's final decision. Shannon, what do you read into Kawhi physically going to Toronto for this meeting?
I don't read anything into it. It was said that they would get the last meeting. I think what happened is that when LeBron, Skip, let's go back a decade. The three biggest free agents this decade has been LeBron James in 2010, KD, and now Kawhi Leonard. LeBron had everybody come to him. Miami came to him. Chicago came to him. I think the Knicks came to him. Everybody that was interested in LeBron James came to meet him in Akron. Okay? Kevin Durant. Now, we don't really know what Kevin Durant, what transpired, but we do know, because it's been highly reported, they dubbed themselves the Hampton Five. Iggy and Draymond and Clay, all those Steph, they got on the plane and went to visit KD in the Hamptons.
They did.
They went to him. Kawhi is a little different animal.
I'd say you just made the understatement of the decades.
No, but we haven't seen anybody like this. We've never seen a superstar this enigmatic, Skip. I mean, he's cut from a different cloth. He's a tremendous player, but when you try to figure out what he's doing, that's where you mess up. You see, Skip, if you look at it, remember Kevin Durant made his decision on what day? The 4th. And it was the same day free agency started on the 1st. LeBron James made the decision. He made it on the 8th of July. 7 more full days. So because what happened in free agency, Skip, we had this frenzy. At the beginning of the year, it is my belief, I don't have any knowledge, that KD and Kyrie had made up their minds. We're not staying here. There was that group. You had another group that says, if I get the max, I'm staying. Chris Middleton, Klay Thompson, those guys. And then you had the guys like Kemba that was going to move because his team wasn't going to give him the max. Boston says, well, we need an all-star point guard. There is one available. Boom. So we saw this frenzy. This is how it normally plays out, Skip, is that guys take 2 to 3 days. But because we had such a frenzy the first day, everybody automatically assumed, well, this is what Kawhi is going to do. And that's the mistake that you make. Kawhi is going to do, he isn't going to do anything like we're accustomed to seeing. So I think Kawhi is on the timeline that he set forth. Skip, the difference is that I believe had Kawhi and the Raptors not won the title, this would have been a very easy decision for Kawhi. We've never seen a guy win the title, be Finals MVP, and bounce. Skip, that's tugging at him. And then you watch that circus that they had going on. Miles and miles of people lined up. Helicopters. I'm like, well, this ain't the O.J. Chase, is it? The way they had it lined up and followed him down the street.
Oh, you mean in Toronto?
In Toronto,
yesterday?
yes.
I don't know if there were miles of people lined up, but there was a contingent
yes.
outside the hotel.
I mean, large.
Yeah.
Skip, and think about this. When you think of Canada, I'm thinking hockey. You might have got something like this when Gretzky says, you know, Edmonton, it's been fun, but I'm heading to L.A. You're talking about a country that hockey is the end-all, be-all, and they're behaving like this for an American sport, basketball. So that's tugging at him. I believe Kawhi is on his timeline. He met with some teams. They came to him in L.A. Who knows? Everybody wanted to read into it now. Well, see, why would he go back? Who knows? Maybe Kawhi like that man like I think he is. I'm going to tell you face to face I ain't coming. That's what he might be doing. How you know that's not the case?
Sounds like there's a lot of wishful thinking going on across the table,
No,
right?
I know you wishing he goes back to Toronto. That's what you would. No, you want him to go to the Clippers.
I'd like to see him go to the Clippers. I
What
would
about
just
the Lakers?
love to see that.
I would love to
not
see
love
that. I would love to see that.
Well, are you hanging in there?
I'm
Has
in
your-
there.
Yesterday you were what did we get up to?
94.3, 94.6, 94.6.
0.6.
Yes.
And are you there?
I'm not there, Skip.
No?
I'm not there.
No?
Yeah.
You are where?
I'm shooting 90% right now.
90%.
Still 90.
fell.
Shannon Sharpe says 90%.
Yep.
Lost 4.6%. Because of what? Because of the trip to Toronto?
Well, I just think the thing is that the longer it plays out, the more your heart's going to be tugged in a lot of different directions.
Okay.
A lot of times when you need to make a decision, Skip, go with your first choice and live with it.
Okay.
It's when you start waffling, man. Clippers really got a compelling case. So does the Lakers play with LeBron. And then that's home. Toronto. Wow.
Home in Canada. Never thought I'd hear that. You know? Okay. So we are to day 5 of the NBA held hostage by number 2. He is holding this whole
No,
league
he's
hostage.
not.
Yes, he is. Especially Clippers and Lakers, and a whole lot of fringy free agents who are just waiting for the final domino to finally fall. And I'm with you on one point and only one point. This is a weird dude. He's unpredictable because he says little to nothing publicly about anything. So there are no leaks from his camp, and they were hoping for no leaks from Laker land, and they got a lot of Magic leaks.
Well,
and a lot
somebody
of
leaked
internal
something, because how the hell all those people line up at the hotel? How did these camera crews catch him getting off the plane and to get the plane landing and him driving? So somebody leaked something.
Well, that would be from Toronto's camp, but that's the original camp. That's home, as you said, right?
Oh, so you know they leaked this, Skip,
would
so you know what that means.
Disqualify them?
Yeah, they got to be disqualified.
Good.
Kawhi.
Knowing this guy, that could disqualify. So now, let's get back to reading tea leaves on yesterday. The first question I have is, are we sure that was that guy getting off that plane? I'm still not sure. I keep watching the video. I don't think we can show the video, but have you watched it?
I have.
Okay, so 4 guys get off the plane in a row.
Well, hell, all of them limping coming down the steps.
And they're all limping, and they all look like him. It's like, did they put body doubles on the plane? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. They're trying to mislead everybody. Which one is he?
Yes.
Like, you know, it's like the classic movie where you go this way and he goes that way, and you're not sure who it was.
Yes.
Because they all look the same to
They-
me,
they
right?
did.
They all kind of look like him.
Dressed in black hoodies,
Okay.
I guess they had
Was
those
that the-
sandals, flip-flops, whatever
Was
they were.
that the point? I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on. So was that really him? I don't know for a fact that he did go to Toronto. So now let's boil it down. Why would he fly, to your point in question, it's like 4.5 hours. Why would you fly from L.A., where you grew up, all the way back to where you just won a championship to have a meeting with them when clearly the LeBron meetings, I don't think they were in Akron. I think they were in downtown Cleveland. I think they had an office there because that was where Clutch was based.
Yeah,
okay.
yes.
But anyway, they all came. Pat Riley flew to
Yes,
Cleveland,
everybody.
right? Everybody went
The
to
Knicks,
Cleveland. Knicks, they all came there to make their pitches and presentations.
Correct.
So why wouldn't Toronto's contingent, led by Masai Ujiri, fly to L.A. to then get their turn with him as they're based in a hotel or at his house, and, you know, down towards San Diego? Who knows where it could be? Why wouldn't you go there to make your pitch for expediency, just to further the process, because it would go faster if everybody was in one city?
But what about the timeline that says, okay, I would meet with Brooklyn. I'm going to meet with the Knicks. Brooklyn signs Kyrie and KD, so they're done. So the Knicks canceled the meeting. So
did.
he was already coming. He had already anticipated, I'm coming back towards the East Coast. Brooklyn, Knicks, Toronto.
Okay, but they're out. They canceled.
Yeah.
So everything changed.
So I'm going
changed
back.
quickly.
No. It's just like, we're going to talk about this later. It's like Steph. He's already coming to meet KD, so when KD even makes his
I know, but
announcement.
he was literally on the flight from Shanghai when he hears kaboom, up. He's going to the Nets.
Kawhi's a man of his word. If he says, I'm going to meet with you, he's going to meet with you.
I know, but everything changed.
No, it didn't change for him.
Yes, it did.
No.
And now we're back to a question you actually raised to me earlier this week. Why exactly do you need to sit down with Toronto again? Are you going to change everything? Do you want the staff changed? Do you want to go for a severe load management? Do you want to only play 41 of 82?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, seriously.
But let me tell you how it works. Skip, and like I said, I like relationships. But you have to tell Ernestine sometimes, she know you love her, but you still got to tell her from time to time
You
that you look
become Dr.
good.
Love on the show. I've never heard anything like it.
Sometimes you need reinforcing.
Like every day?
I ain't going
like every day?
Ernestine, make him tell you even more than what he tells you. So Kawhi, maybe he needs reassuring that you feel this way about me.
All of this is possible because nobody knows, which leads to my bigger picture here. In my career, I have never seen anything like this because we have so many high-level reporters covering the National Basketball Association, so many I know and have such high regard for. They are all chasing their tails right now because they're having to depend on second and third hand, and it's not even information. It's more of, I think that. It's more opinions of what we think he's going to do, and then they're forced, because they're under pressure to report something. We're hearing this. Everybody's hearing this, but they're not hearing it from the horse's mouth.
Or Uncle Dennis.
Or that from inside. They're hearing it externally, maybe second, third hand, right? So I'm just going to quickly go down yesterday. This is how baffling and befuddling it was for me. My friend Brian Windhorst reports on ESPN that number 2 wants to be a Clipper. That's what I heard yesterday, okay? So fine, let's start with that. But then we had Rick Bucher sit right here on our show, late in the show yesterday, and say, he's going to Toronto. That's the first I'd really thought about that. Like, he is, but I didn't even know he was, at that moment, he was actually flying to Toronto, right? If, in fact, he was on that plane.
Yes.
Okay? And then Jalen Rose says, 99% sure he's going to Toronto. And I'm like, wow. And then right on top of that, he lands, if in fact he's on the plane, in Toronto, which would validate that premise. But then Jalen's point was he would sign for 2 years in Toronto, so it would make him then a 10-year serviceman where he could get the ultimate supermax, right?
50 plus.
Okay. And yet, then The Athletic has a piece that I think came out sometime overnight or early this morning, knocking that down, saying there's not been any discussion of 2 years. Right. And then we go down the list to, we have our man Chris Broussard, who sat here yesterday and said he's 90% sure Lakers. Music to your ears, right?
Yes.
Stephen A., my friend, said on ESPN yesterday, he's hearing it's the Lakers. So, okay, boom, boom. We got 2 longtime NBA reporters saying Lakers. And then we come all the way down to our man Chris Carter on First Things First, who once upon a time was represented by the agent who now is affiliated with number 2. And Chris said yesterday, and I think he's standing by this, that all 3 teams are still very much in play and that we probably won't have a decision now until tomorrow. Okay? Wow, that's all over the map. I've never heard anything quite this crazy. We're going to be joined by our man KENDRICK Perkins later, and I've kidded that he's become the Woj of ex-players, but he had tweeted a couple days ago, he's hearing it's Lakers and it's just about done. And yet he tweeted last night upon seeing the video of what appeared to be number 2 in Toronto, he tweeted a whoops, oh my gosh, I don't know how he said it exactly, I don't have it in front of me, but it was like, maybe this means that. And I'm sure you had that feeling.
I did,
night.
and I was thinking the same things you were, Skip. Like, okay, you could have had them come to you, everybody comes to you, but then I started thinking, that would be conventional wisdom. When have we seen anything conventional
I'm with you on that. I got it. But now we have a guy who very well could be playing this for all it's worth. And you say maybe this is just he's following the beat of his own drummer and it's a very different drummer.
Well, I say he liked the process, Skip. Going to San Diego State, you wasn't heavily recruited. Skip, I want to be wanted. I want you to want me. Roll out the red carpet.
Well, he's rolling it and rolling it farther and farther. And anti your point that you made about what happened with LeBron and Kevin Durant going back however many years ago. Somehow the rules all changed this year. Somehow everybody got word of the new unwritten rules except this guy. Because everybody else positioned themselves to make their decision by 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night. Everybody did all their homework, all of their prep, all their due diligence, had all their meetings all last week. He's in Barbados. Right?
Sunday.
Okay, you say, well, he played
to the victor go the spoils.
All right. but he's not playing by the new rules, which say there's no such thing as tampering. Everybody's going to drop all their bombs on Sunday night.
But if you don't mind me asking, of all the guys that have signed, name a guy that had a tougher decision to make than Kawhi. No other guy had won the finals, became finals MVP, and possessed the potential to leave.
I think Kevin Durant's decision was equally difficult.
No. Because Skip, he wanted to leave. The thing was, Kevin Durant felt this way. Now, Steve Nash said Kevin didn't look or act fulfilled after the first one. Mm-hmm. If he felt that way, why didn't he leave?
Okay.
Because he won. Why didn't he leave after the second one?
Okay, so he had to clinch in his mind, I don't want to go back there for all that much more money. What was it,
57 million.
Okay, I don't want to do that. It takes time to work through that in your head. Then you've got to scope out the landscape. You got to figure out Clippers with Jimmy Butler. Is it a possibility? Mm-hmm. You even have to think for a second about Lakers with LeBron and AD. You have to think about it just for a moment. And then you have to say, Knicks. That's a hard decision because again, that was on a silver platter for me. You got to go save the Knicks.
No.
You could make your legacy.
Yeah.
That takes a meeting. That takes time. Then you have to work through it. My man Kyrie says it's all about the Nets. Well, I need to go meet with them. I got to figure it out. I got to make sure. A lot of due diligence has to go into all of that decision making.
Right.
And he was fully ready to drop it at really not even 6 p.m. It was at 5 p.m. Eastern. He was ready to rock.
Yeah.
Here we go. And once that domino fell, a lot of other dominoes fell right after it that could fall. But then there are a whole bunch of other dominoes that could not fall because all of a sudden, Clippers, Lakers are holding out hope they could get this guy.
I still believe, and we'll never know this, Skip, but I do wish that Kevin Durant could have been healthy and they win and he becomes finals MVP.
Okay.
And I guarantee you the decision that he must make becomes a lot difficult because you're asking a 3-time finals MVP and he's just going to walk up out the door.
But what, to your point, all that we're hearing now, it sounds like he was already ready to walk up out of the door.
Yes, and
right?
It seems that way, Skip. It's been that way for a while. But, Skip, it's hard, man. You win the title in the dip, you finals MVP. Now, we've seen guys win titles and leave because they can't afford to keep everybody, but the finals MVP, and that's what Kawhi was up against, Skip. He's the finals MVP. He sees the way the country is behaving upon his return. Like you said, if that was him on the plane, if him and gotten in one of those SUVs.
Okay, so I don't know if I should give his group credit for this, but the way they're playing it and playing it out has been the greatest play you could ever make for his brand. Because I'm going to say this one more time. This is the irony for all those out there who don't get this about me. Longtime Spurs fan. Used to be this guy's biggest fan before anybody even really knew who he was.
Yeah.
I'm raving about him, beating the table over here. How about my guy? I'm going to call his old name, Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, Kawhi.
Well, that's when he was Kawhi Leonard.
No, he always going to be
He
that.
was Kawhi the Claw. I was one of the first to say the Claw because they were already saying it down on the bench in San Antonio. They're doing the Claw and all that. And the point is, he never spoke in San Antonio.
No.
Not once. And I watched every game, and you know how those games go. You always get a post game with somebody, the star of the game, like the home team, right? When you're at home, you get somebody. Never him. Never. I had no idea what he sounded like until about a month ago, maybe, when he started to talk after the games.
He's not talking in meetings either.
Okay.
Uncle Dennis doing all the talking.
Well, maybe you're right about that. But my point is, that guy who never spoke for 7 years in San Antonio, who, by the way, was often injured in San Antonio and is very injury prone, as we even saw in the playoffs this year, that guy is now dominating the conversation. He is holding the whole league hostage in that all of our emotions are hinging upon his building decision. It has not been good for his brand. It has been great for his brand. It's the silent brand, but it is now the loudest brand in the NBA.
Because every conversation that has to do with sports, he's dominating it.
Okay, he is dominating it, and your man LeBron is making Space Jam, posting constantly on IG about, look at me. I'm the new Michael Jordan. I'm starring in Space Jam. That's what he's saying.
New Denzel. New Denzel, new Sam Jackson.
I think he's trying to out Jordan, and he will be unsuccessful once again. But the point is, He's in the background. He's in the shadows right now. He's been eclipsed by the guy who doesn't speak, by the silent man. Are you believing that?
No.
Am I right?
Look, as you said, because he's dominating the headlines, New Balance shoes are flying off the shelf. This is his brand.
Okay.
I mean, and they played it great, as you mentioned, either by accident or on purpose.
Okay, I don't know.
But
Not sure.
To play it out like this, let the feeding frenzy die down. Sunday night, Monday, okay, Wednesday, it's a little bit going on. They signed some lower tier guys. Now everybody's sitting around the television. They're not waiting for fireworks to go off tonight and hear the Boston Symphony. They're waiting on Kawhi Leonard's announcement. Decision part 2.
So is it genius or is it accidental genius? You know, is it? I don't know because nobody seems to know.
No,
right?
It may be accident. I mean, sometimes good thing. I mean, penicillin was discovered on accident.
Was it?
Yeah, left the bread out there, molded like,
Oh.
So Kawhi, who knows, built this big old multi-billion-dollar brand, might have been by accident. Silent treatment. Now everybody else gonna go radio silent.
Really?
Probably not.
LeBron's tried that a couple times.
Doesn't stop, Skip. LeBron didn't stop it.
Yeah.
Everybody, you see what he's doing? Decision part 2. Now, what if he gonna catch the criticism like LeBron took? Is he gonna get that kind of criticism? No.
Yep. Well, we're about to discuss what's going to happen if the Lakers don't get him and the Clippers don't get him. Yes, he's going to get heavy criticism from those two camps if he leaves them high and dry.
No. You always have a plan. You always have, look, you got plan A. Okay, this is my plans. But you always got to have B, C, and D because you never know.
You know what? I think both franchises had only about plan Z.
No.
They had one plan A, and then it goes all the way down to Z.
We're in a very unique situation. And we're going to talk about this a little later, but the Lakers are just fine.
Oh, really? Okay, well, let's talk about that now.
If we learned anything from LeBron James's announcement, it's when you tease fans, when you dangle hope in front of them, they get upset. He can only sign with one, so there are going to be two fan bases that are very disappointed.
He might go back to San Antonio. We never know.
Wait, what if he decides to play for the Lakers and the Clippers in the same building so he doesn't have to travel? He'll just play home games.
Just split times.
Yeah. You want him back at the Spurs, don't you?
All sorts of theories this morning for you on this 4th of July.
No mercy.
The Lakers are clearly stuck in a holding pattern as they wait for Kawhi Leonard to arrive at his big decision. The purple and gold cleared a $32 million max salary slot with Boardman's name written all over it. Now, as LA sits in idle waiting for Kawhi's answer, several other top free agents have come off the board. Regardless, the Lakers do still have the best championship odds after adding Anthony Davis to tag team with LeBron. So, Shannon, I know you don't want to think about this, but humor me. Where does it leave the Lakers if Kawhi decides he's not going to play for the purple and gold?
They're in great shape. Skip, let's just say great shape. Let's just say for the sake of argument that KD's available, KD's healthy and available, Kawhi's healthy and available, Anthony Davis is healthy and available. And everybody else that was a free agent this year is available. How far you think down that list, you think the Lakers want a meeting with AD? Guess what? They got him.
Oh.
They got him.
And
they got LeBron.
And who else they got?
We got $32.7 million available for Kawhi. And I told you at the beginning, Skip, if we got that, if we can open up max cap space and Kawhi is an option, we going for Kawhi. But if not, got no problem spreading around. Rajon Rondo.
There's not much left to spread except basic manure.
Manure make grass grow.
Okay.
Watch what we do, Skip, baby. See, you look at it as
You know how many have come and gone off that free agent list while you've been waiting and waiting and waiting?
Rajon Rondo.
Okay.
We could use him.
All right.
Quinn Cook might be an option.
I don't
Danny
know
Green,
about that.
Caldwell Pope, they're options. JaVale McGee is an option. One of the Mark, I think it's Marcus Morris.
It's Mark.
Yeah. So we have options, Skip Bayless. We're not, you make it seem like we're destitute, like the cupboard is bare. We still got that 6'9", 200. I think he's about 245 now, because he's looking real thin. Yeah, from Akron. He's still there. Best player.
Best player on the planet?
And we got AD. So Skip, the cupboard is not bare. Sure, I would love to have a Kawhi. But if it doesn't happen, Skip, name a team that's going to trot out a better duo opening basket. when they throw the ball up opening night, name a team that has a better duo.
Yet, 5 play at once in basketball the last time I checked. Maybe
Yeah,
they changed the
we
rules.
got 5.
Is it going to be 2-on-2 next year?
We got 5.
I don't know. Maybe they're going to do a 2-on-2 league.
What about old KAWHI'S?
Yeah. Okay, 3-on-3.
We got so we only got 5. So we only got 3 players,
so far.
and we got $32 million on the contract in cap space.
Yep.
So we'll fill out a roster.
So I hate to inform you of this, but I'm looking at the Utah Jazz. Who knew? Nobody wants to talk about the Utah Jazz, but they're a little better basketball team, top to bottom right now, than the Lakers would be if number 2 stiffs your Lakers.
Okay.
And I have no idea whether that's going to happen, but I think it is a possibility.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I look at what Utah just did. Mike Conley Jr., Bogdanovich, Ed Davis to take the place of, their rebounding place to shore up their front court.
Derek Favors.
Your guy now. To Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles, Dante Exum, George Niang. They're loaded. They're deep. They're veteran. Donovan Mitchell is going to emerge more and more as a superstar in this league, thanks in large part to Mike Conley. He's the most underrated point guard in basketball. And I know nobody wants to hear about Utah, but that's just a little better team than your team. Because right now, LeBron James is entering his 17th season in the league. And if he plays X number of games, he's going to pass 3 more. He's going to become 3rd all-time on minutes played.
Yes.
You want to talk about high mileage? You want to talk about the used car that you say danger on? You don't want to mess with that used car.
Buy it.
Buy it?
Buy it.
Really?
As is, and you're going to get you another 3-4 years out of it.
Oh, so he had his first major minor injury last year, right? And I'm going to call it major minor because it wasn't the end of the world, but it still cost him a whole bunch of games. And then he came back and he never was quite right, and he said, I'm activating into playoff mode. And what happened, Mr. Sharpe?
Yeah, we know what happened. You don't need me to tell you.
Happen.
No, it did not.
Playoffs did
but
not.
He wasn't fully healthy.
Okay, so is he going to be a little more injury prone than you? Sure he is. It's just life. It's human nature.
Is Tom Brady any more injury prone?
Who?
Tom Brady.
He doesn't play the kind of game that your man has to play.
Yeah, he don't play
I know
no
he
game.
only is a one-way player.
So now you still taking shots, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Well, LeBron's going to take some shots next year. We know that. But the point is, the other guy, Anthony Davis, you covered him for all those years in New Orleans. I got to tell you, he is minor injury prone because I look at his first 4 years in the league, he missed 18 games, 15, 14, 21. Then a couple of years in a row, he did okay at 7-7 missed games. And then, of course, it was just a disaster last year.
Yeah, they stalled him out.
Okay, but I'm looking at the litany of injuries he suffered in the NBA, not at Kentucky, just in the NBA. And it's ankles, and it's knees, and it's elbows, and it's shoulders, and it's hands and fingers and elbows, and he had a concussion thrown in there, and then his back. He's had several back
when you
issues.
those are injuries associated with carrying a franchise. Your back go out, your shoulders hurt, your elbow hurt from carrying all that weight.
So both of your 2 stars need some load management, especially your aging star.
No, he doesn't.
So now it's a 2-man show. And you were saying, well, with 3, you could really load manage if you had 3, but you're only going to have 2.
Well, Kuz's gonna have to grow up some point. Okay. There's a reason why we had no problem throwing in that draft pick, letting Lonzo go, letting Ingram go. There's a reason why they wanted to hold on to who, Skip?
Okay.
Kuzma.
Okay, so other players on the roster right now are Troy Daniels, and of course, our man Jared Dudley.
I like Dud.
That's going to change life. I like the way Alex Caruso played at the end of
Yeah,
the
I
year.
like Caruso.
Maybe, I don't know.
Plus, you don't vote.
Going down, Rondo. Maybe not.
And you know who the freak is up? Our guy, Big Zoobs. Big Zoobs available.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he on the list.
He's a Clipper. Yeah, I think haven't they shored him up? I don't know.
Hold on.
They better.
Zubats, Zubats.
Is he restricted? I don't even know for sure. I thought he was a Clipper.
Okay.
All right. So, you want him back?
Yeah.
I loved him.
I love it. JaVale. Right. What about JaVale?
He's out there.
Yeah. Going to be available. Going to be back on our roster.
Okay.
So we might bring back a couple of those
all
guys.
change your life kind of guys?
Yeah. Hold on, Skip. We're trying to fill out a roster. We're going to look. We know what JaVale represents. He's going to protect the rim, going to run to the front of the rim, get us some extra possessions. Caldwell Pope played well, get Rondo back. Yeah!
And, of course, there's still Kyle Korver, not Kuzma, Korver. The other Kyle K. Right?
And Iggy going to be available.
Yeah, maybe.
What you call him trying to stall us out? Talking about they looking for a trade. Why you trade for him if you wanted to trade him again?
Kyle Korver is 39
I'm not talking about Kyle Korver. I'm talking about Iggy.
Okay.
Memphis.
He's 35 years old. And multiple times on this show, you told me during the playoffs, Iggy's done.
Yeah.
You told me that. You said that's the end of Iggy. But now you want him.
Hold on.
Okay, that's how desperate you're going to be.
No. But he can come in and give us a couple of minutes.
Oh, a couple of minutes.
Yeah, a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Lockdown D hit a couple of big shots.
Okay, so now let's look at the rest of the West. Let's look at Houston. I know they're dysfunctional. They're just an internal wreck. But it's pretty much the same team, right? That had Golden State in big trouble, right? Okay, so will they be a factor? Sure, they'll be a factor next year. Will Golden State just go away? I don't think, though, with those cornerstones, if Klay comes back healthy and he is a warrior.
Yeah.
Like
but
lowercase.
he's not coming back till March, Skip.
Well,
he just had surgery, Monday,
okay.
Tuesday?
All right, we'll see. But that surgery gets better and better.
Yeah.
And if you got the guts and the fortitude and the will, you can come back much faster than most people think. And he is that guy.
Okay.
So maybe January, February. I don't know.
No, he ain't come back no January, no 5. Skip.
I don't know.
Adrian Peterson. See, Adrian Peterson got people skewed in the way you return from an ACL. That's an anomaly.
Okay. But by playoff time, could he be back to being that guy?
They might not even be in the playoffs.
Okay, all right. You want to bet on that?
No, I want to bet.
I'll bet on it right now. I'll bet they'll be in the playoffs.
They might not be.
If they're just the 8th seed, they're going to be trouble for somebody.
Might not happen.
Okay, well, we'll see.
But we know
about that.
who will be in the playoffs, don't we?
Okay, well, I haven't finished yet because the Denver Nuggets are as is.
Yeah.
They were too young last year. Well, they just grew up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be good. They only had the best home record in all the NBA last year. You like them? You
I
spread
like them. I like
Okay,
Joker.
They're going to be
like Jamal Murray.
Yeah, okay. And then Portland added Hassan Whiteside, and Nurkic should come back at some point.
Skip.
You think he got body bagged
He
by
did.
LeBron and never was the same.
And hadn't returned. We hadn't seen him since, had we?
Okay. So are they going to be a factor? You better believe they are. We're going to talk about my Spurs, who are looking at DeMarcus Cousins right now. But are they still a loaded top-to-bottom basketball team?
No.
Yes, they are.
I wouldn't go loaded. They're a nice team. They play great
nice
team ball.
team,
Yeah,
yep.
nice team. But that's
And we're about to talk about Clippers at 48-33 last year. Are they going to just go away if they don't have number
they'll take
two?
a step back.
Okay, take a step back when they're the same team that
So?
won 2 games at Oracle in the first round of the playoffs.
They won't make the playoffs.
Okay, all right. Boy, that's a loaded West. That's going to be rough for your team.
Yeah, but guess who got the biggest gun and the most ammo? Us. Lakers. Name it. I mean, great. They got a Mike Conley Jr. and they signed this one, and I get all that, Skip. And Portland, you see how far they went, and all this yada yada yada. Name a team that has 2 better players than what we're gonna try out there on opening night.
You got me on that, but it's called TEAM team.
I'm glad
and
you said that.
over 82 games, you need an EAM after the T because you need depth. You just need it. We've seen it in the playoffs. We see it especially in the
We're going to have depth.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay. It's going to be depthless depth.
No.
Yep.
Okay, granted, we're not going to have multiple-time All-Stars sitting on the bench. We're not going to have Finals MVPs sitting on the bench. But they'll have enough to fill the roster out and guys that can make plays and compete at that high level. Don't you worry about us. You just get ready to pop the champagne.
Okay. So here's the question. If you have no number 2, deeper team, San Antonio or Lakers? For me, it's not even close. San Antonio times 10 is deeper.
Better team.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You got the better 2. I give you the better 2.
That's all we need to dominate. And you be telling me those 2 guys can't take over? One guy's a career 27-point guy, and the other guy's a career 25, but you give you 12 and 2.2
Yep.
and 27, 7 and 7 for a career.
So I can't wait for the night. I don't know where it'll be. It might be in New Orleans because that's when it happened the last time when LeBron James was so frustrated down in New Orleans. He said after the game, another loss on the road. That was for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Hey, with you.
We are top heavy as SH you know what, right?
Yeah, and
that's
it
what
worked.
he said. It worked?
I said, and they were.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So will that quote not apply to this team?
Skip.
It will really apply to this
You
team.
know, first of all, the guy that they had in Cleveland was lunching. Some of those guys were not playing up to their capabilities on a nightly basis.
Okay.
You're making $15 million, I need more than 6 and 6. I need that. I need that in my life. I know JaVale's going to give me max effort all the time. I know what I'm going to get from Rondo. Caldwell Pope, yeah, but I know for the most part.
He's not on your team yet.
He going to be there.
Okay.
Because guess what he is?
He's a clutch.
Yeah, he clutch. That's what we do. And we got the Morris. Yep.
You got who?
The Morris twin.
Oh, you got him already?
Yeah.
I didn't
He
know.
went clutch.
Is that breaking news?
He went clutch.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying.
He's a clutch.
We got inside track, Skip.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Good luck.
Yeah, no doubt the Lakers are going to be an interesting experiment in the importance of quality depth this season.
Ooh.
All right, up next, let's stay with the Kawhi theme. The New York Post reporting the Knicks had a meeting scheduled with Kawhi yesterday, but canceled it. Reportedly, the Knicks did not want to miss out on other free agents while waiting for Kawhi, when they didn't think they had realistically a good chance of signing him. The Knicks used their cap space to sign several other free agents, while the Clippers took the opposite approach. They're still saving their money, betting on the chance Kawhi will pick them over the Raptors and the Lakers. So, Shannon, you think the Clippers blew it by waiting on Kawhi?
No. A guy like Kawhi Leonard is worth the risk. You wait, Skip. You know what I noticed? In all my life, I'm 51 years of age, and I've been going out on dates since I was about 18, 19, Skip, give or take a couple
We're
years.
doing more relationships?
Yeah, but you know what I noticed, Skip? All the girls I didn't ask for a date, I didn't go out with.
Really?
And there have been times
Why didn't they ask you for a date?
Let me finish my story.
Fine.
There have been times that guys like Sharpe, ain't no way that girl gonna go out with you. And lo and behold, Sharpe, not knowing any better, go, excuse me, would you like to go to a movie? Would you like to go to dinner? So, in other words, Skip, all the shots I didn't shoot, they didn't go in. And sometimes I clanged a few, and she's like, no, but thank you anyway. But
They said no to you?
Yeah, sometimes they said no.
You're a big star athlete. Come on.
But sometimes they said no, and they had somebody. I respect that. But then they circle back. Are you still interested? Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Really?
Yeah, that's what happened to me. So in other words, when you get a guy of this magnitude, Skip, you wait it out. I don't know what the Knicks were thinking, because what's the worst thing he can say is no. But there's also a 50% chance he says yes. And that's what the Clippers, Skip, they traded Blake Griffin to Detroit and got Tobias Harris and a couple of other guys. And they ended up moving Tobias Harris. So they've been waiting for this moment. They we opened up 2 slots. We want 2 max players.
Yep.
And all the other max players, with the exception of Kawhi, has been spoken for. So they're saying he's worth the wait. They're willing to wait. Got no problem with that, because, like I said, the worst thing you can do is fill up these slots.
Yep.
And then Kawhi's like, I would love to come, but you got no room. You got no money for me. So I have no problem with what the Clippers are doing. They've done this. They traded Blake. They traded Tobias to open it for one reason. For this guy.
Okay.
This was the only reason they did it. And they're still in play. They're one of the 3 teams, Skip, so there's a 33 and a third % chance. That's pretty good odds. I mean, just think about it. If you could play the lottery and you had a 33 and a third chance of winning, you'd play, wouldn't you?
But would you have given him those odds before this all started?
Yeah, because look, so it would have been 20%, because he's gonna meet with the Knicks, the Nets, the Clippers, Lakers, and Toronto. So 20% chance, still a damn good odds. So when the other 2 teams bowed out, so now you're at 33 and a third.
Yeah, but just emotionally, you wouldn't have given him much of a shot at all. You give him a 1%.
But it was reported that he wants to be in L.A. We're in L.A. We might not be, because his original choice was to get to the Lakers. Okay. Clippers they're not the Lakers, but they're in L.A. Close to home. He just bought a big home down in the San Diego area in Rancho Santa Fe. So with that being said, Skip, look, the only thing they're missing out on is mid-level guys. Jimmy Butler walked, but Jimmy Butler said, no, I'm not even giving y'all. I'm going to Miami. Jimmy Butler turned down a max deal with Philly. So he had his mind made up that he was going elsewhere, Miami. So the only thing they're missing out on is mid-level guys who's not going to change their life one way or the other. This guy is a life changer. This guy is a life saver.
So, as you know, I've been rooting for the Clippers to land this
I know
guy.
you have.
It would be just fun to watch. And if he wanted to really enhance his legacy, this is where he should choose. And I'm not ruling it out, because I have no reason to rule it in or out. I don't know what to think, except if Ramona Shelburne was right about this was a loyalty test for all 3 of these last teams standing, trying to get his services here, that they passed the loyalty test, because we've heard not a peep from the Clippers. Right? Not a peep.
Correct.
Nothing. So if you put my feet to fire. If you made me bet on it, I would not bet on them right now because I don't have anything to go on.
Right.
I don't have any proof or evidence whatsoever. Not one outsider, nobody from a distance has said, boy, I like the Clippers' chances. I only have Brian Wintour saying
that's why we should
he
love him.
Wants to go. Well, you could be right. But I'm just going to look at the worst case scenario. That would be that they played with fire and got burned because this guy's fire. Ask the Spurs about fire, about playing with this kind of fire.
Y'all didn't treat him right.
Okay, we treated him beautifully. We treated him. We babied him.
In the beginning.
Coddled him.
No.
Like no one's ever been coddled.
What you did in the beginning, Skip Bayless, and this happens a lot. You opened the doors. You told us how great it was to see us, and you really appreciate us and love what we did. And then all of a sudden, you became angry, and you didn't open car doors. So you treated him unfairly, and he dipped.
So I feel sorry if, in fact, he stiffs them. I feel sorry for, in order, Doc Rivers and Jerry West and Steve Ballmer. I know Doc and I know Jerry a little bit, but I know Doc pretty well, and he's a good guy.
I like Doc.
And it's like beneath his dignity to have to grovel for this guy and to put all his eggs in this basket.
But you won't feel sorry for the Lakers if they don't get him.
Okay, but they got Anthony. They got something.
We want
They got
sweepstakes.
LeBron. Okay.
Wait, okay, you got Ballmer, you got Doc.
Okay,
so
but
let us get something.
They can't play. So
my
the
bad.
point is, these are, and I don't know Steve Ballmer, but he is highly respected within his field in the world because he's highly successful, obviously.
Very energetic,
So
great.
all three of these men, the logo, have been reduced to groveling for this guy.
Yeah.
But that's the game they chose to play because that's the NBA today, right?
Well, you got sometimes when you the frog and you want the
know.
princess,
Okay.
you got to beg for a kiss. So
Okay.
they got to beg for his services.
You got to kiss a lot of frogs?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess so.
And not no mid-level frogs.
Okay. All right. I got it. But ironically, the Knicks have actually played this pretty well because they read their tea leaves right away and they said, there's no way he's coming here. And I don't know how they knew that, but they backed out quickly. They just folded, right?
Yeah.
Folded their hand.
But Skip, and what would it hurt to take the meeting? So what, you're going to miss out on Taj Gibson? You're going to miss out on Bobby Portis? Wow. They're going to change your life?
Well,
that guy's a life changer.
Julius Randle, you know. Come on. He's pretty good.
He's good, Skip, but he ain't that guy.
Okay.
Would you wait? Let me ask you a question. Would you wait an extra 3-4 days to sign Kawhi? Is he worth it? If he's not worth it, you keep it moving. Clearly, the Knicks said he wasn't worth it.
Okay, but somehow their intel was better than the Clippers, or the Clippers were just hanging on to hope. Man, maybe the Clippers are going to land him. I don't know. Maybe their intel is great.
Yeah.
But the point is, the Knicks backed off right on time because they could have been left holding nothing, right? They could have been chasing KCP and Rondo and JaVale.
What do you think the Knicks record will be this year?
Well, I don't know. I don't really care, but it's way better than it could have been if they were still holding out hope for this guy.
Oh, so 29 and what is that? 29 and 53 is better than 26 and
Okay, well, obviously,
56.
what I would have done is just close my eyes and plunge on KD if he would do it, and then I would have plunged on Kyrie. And I know he can lead the league in diva and all that, but you just have to take the shot because they're both high risk on injury. Both of them have been injured.
But you want to take, but this is what I don't get. You want them to take the risk on Kyrie and KD, who's injury prone, who's thin-skinned, who's moody, but not take the risk on Kawhi.
But I'm talking about taking the risk to even have a shot to get him,
Yeah,
right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Well, I think they had no shot.
Oh, well, you don't know that.
Okay, well, I don't know that, but if you know how, if your grapevine is better than my grapevine and you kind of get some inkling that he really has no interest in New York.
Did you think Toronto had a shot to land him? Unless they picked up the fall and called R.C. Buford and Greg Popovich. Because Toronto was never on anybody's radar. But you pick up the phone and you call. Hey, R.C.
I actually think R.C. was calling everybody else.
R.C.
He was just scouring the countryside. He was.
R.C., what would it take to get old Kawhi? Get old Y up out of San Antonio?
No, R.C. called and said, what would you give me?
No,
for?
don't do that. Don't do that.
Well,
Toronto, Masai was smart
No, they
enough
decided we got to cut bait with this guy.
Yeah.
We got to get rid of him.
Well, we was getting off the line anyway, whether you cut bait or not.
Okay.
We was getting off that line. We was too big for you guys to reel in anymore.
I think R.C. called the Lakers and said, I want X, Y, Z, and W over here.
No, you heard the reports that Kawhi asked, did you guys try and trade for me? Of course.
Yeah.
Any big free agent. That's what Magic does. Magic was a big game hunter. Kawhi comes available, we'll trade you everything. Or AD, we'll trade you everything. Yes, Kawhi, we wanted you. They tried to move heaven and earth to get you.
Okay.
But they want to be stubborn. They didn't want us to have you.
Okay. So minus number 2, you look at the Clippers, and they're exactly what Toronto is, except Toronto is a better Clippers because they're both intact, right?
Yeah.
Except the Clippers, Toronto was already loaded before because they had the best record in the East before number 2 joined.
Do you believe the Clippers will have equal to or a better record than what they had last year?
I think they could be a little bit better.
I do not.
Why?
Not record-wise.
They're the
Skip, they're
same.
not winning 48 games.
Okay, they're the same.
They're not
They
winning
got
48.
everybody. They even brought back Patrick Beverley, and that was a nice scramble move, right?
They're not winning.
Okay, and they did add Mo Harkless.
Really, Skip Bayless, more Harkless is going to change your life.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good. Again, he's going to be better than anybody the Lakers have down the bench. Mo Harkless is pretty good. Rodney Magruder is pretty good that they got from Miami. He's pretty good. He's going to be better than what you're going to be able to stock. And then, you know what's going to happen?
What's going to happen?
If number 2 stiffs both Clippers and Lakers, it's going to be an all-out bidding war for all those scraps left on the top of the heap, right? All the Rondos and the JaVales and all of them, they're all going to be, it's going to be Lakers, Clippers, Lakers, Clippers. Watch what happens.
At this point of their careers, JaVale McGee is about winning. He knows that he has a better chance to win a title in L.A. than the Clippers.
Well, does he?
Rajon Rondo.
Okay.
When you win, it's about winning.
All right.
And play it with Bron.
Okay. Marcus Morris. He's a good player. You want him, or does he want to play with the Clippers?
He wants to
Who's
play
going to
with
offer a whole lot more money? Maybe the Clippers have a lot more money.
You just told me money ain't everything.
Well, for these guys, it's everything.
No, it's not.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, it is.
Once you've had success and you've got a love, Skip, what's the difference? You got $100 million, so what? Somebody offer you $2 million, the other guy offer you $3.5 million. Really, is that going to change your life? Because if you blow $2 million, you'd have blown $3 million.
Think of that Clippers bench versus the Lakers bench. Let's see, Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, Mo Harkless.
Well, they better start, because Anthony Davis and LeBron going to have like 20 points apiece in the first quarter.
Yeah, and all of a sudden about, late first quarter, here come the shock troops. What did I tell you last year? I said the Clippers are going to have a better record than the Lakers, and you said, "Oh, stop it."
Oh, well, we got
and they did.
Well, since you got your little deal with Dew,
Yeah.
so it shouldn't be no problem.
You stalking me again?
Since you got your little deal with Dew, it should be no problem with me taking them cases up off you.
Okay.
Great
well,
stuff,
we'll see.
guys.
I want to do a refrigerator in my room.
Do you?
Yeah.
Of what?
Don't worry about it.
What do you want to put in
I
your
want to do refrigerator. I want to do
I don't
freeze.
think your stuff needs to be refrigerated.
I like it cold, like it on the rocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the rocks. So, Shannon, in addition to Bobby Portis and Taj, the Knicks also have signed Elfrid Payton, Wayne Ellington, and Reggie Bullock.
Really,
Reggie
Skip?
Bullock was
Really,
a key
Skip?
piece of your
Reggie
Lakers.
Bullock was not a key
He
piece.
was. He can shoot it.
No mercy.
The U.S. women's national team is one win away from celebrating another World Cup title. Next up, a showdown with the Netherlands. Don't miss the Women's World Cup final on Sunday morning, 10 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Okay, finally, what everybody's been waiting for. We have some new information about Kawhi from our own Chris Broussard. Chris just tweeted a few moments ago, Kawhi update. Raptors had a strong meeting yesterday. Drake heavily involved. Talked of having Kawhi involved with his OVO record label. Kawhi, in deep soul searching, wants Lakers, but wants to make sure Big Three will fit and work. Clippers out. It's between Lakers and Raptors, very close. Scintillating info. Shannon, your reaction to this news?
I told you to skip the Clippers out. Been told you that.
Okay.
Because they ain't got
All right,
that.
I'll accept that.
But I told
Haven't heard a word from him.
Skip, what did I tell you that Drake was going to do? He going to be involved and start pitching his record, hey, I'm going to have you on, make you an R&B singer. But, because, LeBron was on 2 Chainz as an A&R artist and repertoire. He gets the act, get guys to be featured on the album. He go out and LeBron get a little credit, get a little credit on there.
LeBron showed up for like 2 hours one day.
Don't worry about it. See, there you go. You always try to take a shot. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
But, okay, OVO is a great record label. Drake's doing big things. But we got Capitol out here in L.A. Capitol. Do you know some of the artists that was on Capitol, Skip Bayless? Maybe you could. I know you love these guys. Can I interest you in the Beatles? What about Sinatra? Nat King Cole? Jimi Hendrix? Katy Perry?
I don't know what your point
If
is.
he want a record label, come to Capitol. We doing big things out here in L.A. We got it like that.
Do the Lakers own capital? Or
We can get him involved.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. Jerry West doesn't know anybody in L.A.?
He ain't got no pull like Bron.
Got no pull.
He got no pull like Bron. Hey,
You know
what about Magic?
I don't know about that.
We got
You know
Magic.
what? Jerry West has got big pull in L.A. He's been here a lot longer than Bron.
Yeah, but you see Bron did a hostile takeover.
Hey.
And what about Magic?
Well,
He didn't get the name Magic for no reason. He can make it happen. You see all them Starbucks and theaters and yes.
true. I'll
So
give you that.
whatever you want to do, we can make it happen, Kawhi, and it will work because your skill set, all y'all guys' skill set is different. Nobody's gonna be stepping on anybody's toes. Skip is tough. I understand the tug that he's going through right now for the simple fact of I won a championship here. I know these guys, but for me, Skip, what was puzzling to me is that why would you need a meeting? What can they tell you that they didn't do for you already last year? You didn't want to play back-to-backs? Good. You need 22 games of load management? Good. You want access? Good. Uncle Dennis? Good. Medical staff? Good. What? You thought they were going to pull that away if you know? So, Lakers, anything, and, you met with Magic, met with Bron, Rob, and Jeannie, an individual. Guess what? All we can do is assure you, whatever they gave you, whatever they did for you, magnified times 2, you're on a grander stage. See, in Toronto's great. I mean, you can do off-Broadway, but you want to do Broadway. You want to be a Raisin in the Sun? You want to be Cats? Skip Bayless, what you want to do? We Broadway. That's what we are.
you're Broadway.
Yes.
Okay. So, my first question is there such a thing as an NBA salary cap anymore? I don't know.
Wait, now all of a sudden you worried about the salary cap. We got a max slot. He's a max player. Slide him in.
What salary cap? Because Drake just he just effectively obliterated Toronto's salary cap because he's basically saying, hey,
We'll pay you under the table.
well, that's what he's saying, right? Because you told me Anthony waives his $4 million trade kicker, and LeBron says, "Come over to Space Jam 2.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Let's give him $4.1 million over here, right? Okay. So, if in fact Drake is, and Drake has been listed before as an official spokesman of the Toronto Raptors,
He's
and
the ambassador.
Okay, he's the ambassador. So he has some affiliation with the team.
Yes.
I don't know if they give him that seat or he pays for it. I have no idea.
Well, they gave him an $800,000 coat, so he's doing something.
That is true. So, as a somewhat official spokesman or ambassador for the team, he is offering an under-the-table deal, OVO record label, so you could come here and I can make you a partner with me.
Right.
Well, okay, so why couldn't, let's say, Billy Crystal, huge Clippers fan, why couldn't he say, I got a production company, man, and I can make you a 50-50 partner, and over time, over the next couple of years, you could make 30 or 40 million. Right here, right?
Too late. We already got him. We already Bron and Mav Carter already sent him one up.
Well, is this loophole going to be quickly closed by the commissioner
They're
or not? I don't know.
Cement in that hole.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay, because that's pretty outrageous stuff to me.
Yes.
Okay, but here, let's go down in Chris Broussard's tweet a little further. He wants the Lakers, but he wants to make sure the big three will fit / work. Well, I hadn't heard that. That's bombshell news also.
Wait, Skip, you got 3.
You're this late in the process and you're still not sure if that will fit
Well, you
work?
want Skip? You got 3 superstar players. Everybody in their own right is special. Kawhi has 2 Finals MVP. LeBron has 3. LeBron has 4 MVPs. So these guys, Anthony Davis is woo. I see big things for AD. I see 23 hanging in the Raptors. So he wants to make sure. Yeah, Skip. Sometimes we used to do that for the Olympics, and they got our head bashed in. We just gonna send 12 great players out there. They don't fit together, but they're the 12 best we got. And what happened? Argentina went home with the gold medal, and they said, you know what? We need to pick this thing a little bit more.
You know what happened? Manu happened.
Well, I'm not talking about nobody. I said Argentina.
He did. He happened.
Anyway, Kawhi is doing his due diligence, and I'm glad. It will work, Kawhi.
So, will it fit? Yet we've read all kinds of reports over the last 48 hours that LeBron had a deep, soulful conversation, we were told, reportedly, with number 2.
Yes.
Saying, I defer. I give it up. I am going to play more of a Magic Johnson
Yeah, we can play out the ball.
right?
You want to have the ball? Bring it up. Come on, do you?
So why would you need to deep soul search after you had that conversation with LeBron James?
But still, at the end of the day, Skip, I can listen to what someone's telling me, but I got to visualize this in my mind. How would Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James, how would we fit? How is this going to work? I believe it works because they have very, very different skill sets. Nobody's going to overlap. No one's going to be stepping on anyone's toes. So I believe it will work. I've always felt it was going to come down to once the Lakers were going to get a meeting and they became a viable option, I always felt it was between two teams, the Lakers and Toronto. And Toronto had somewhat because they had already gained this trust. It's Skip, it's one thing, trust, and I'll believe you. So he gained their trust, and he believes in them. Now, how can the Lakers assure Kawhi that Kawhi trusts us? If you need back-to-backs off, take it. If you have an injury, we're not going to rush you back because that's the mistake the other team made, and that's why he got up out of there.
Okay.
So with that being said, I feel very comfortable. Now I'm back up to 92.7.
You're 92.7.
92.7.
Tweet?
Yeah.
But the last two words of this tweet are very close between Toronto and Lakers, right? But you're 92.7 because of what?
I just got a feeling. Like you tell me, you just get that feeling.
Okay. Yet a week ago, your feeling was very strongly he should just stay in Toronto. Before we heard that the Lakers had I didn't think they were a viable option. And my originally thinking when I looked at the contract situation, you look that everybody's going to be a restricted or an unrestricted free agent. I said, why not do a 2-year deal, a 1-and-1 to see where everybody and see if you can bring the guys back. That's what I was thinking. Once the Lakers became a viable option, also, sorry, Toronto. Okay, so why would he be back 50-50 with Toronto? Because to me, I'm surprised by this because he never wanted to play in Toronto to begin with.
He won a title, Skip.
So
that changes everything. That's what you play for.
Okay, but that actually gives you the ability to leave without conscience, without guilt, right? You can say, well, I did that for them. I can leave.
He act robotic, but he has emotions. He has feelings.
How do you know?
As the Spurs could attest. Because
really?
you ticked him off and what he clammed up, right?
No, he just wanted out of small market San Antonio because of Uncle Dennis. Once Uncle Dennis took over, it was over.
Stop blaming Uncle Dennis.
It was over.
Don't blame Uncle Dennis.
So he wanted to get his, what would be, his nephew home to Southern California.
Are you saying Dennis was a menace?
Yep, he was the menace.
No, he wasn't.
That's good. I'm going to start calling
No,
him
you're not.
I like that.
No, you don't, Skip.
I don't know if anybody even remembers Dennis the Menace, do they?
I remember his little bad, you know what.
All right. So the point is that he obviously wanted to get back to Southern California. That's why I discounted the whole Knicks thing right from the start. He's just not that kind of guy, except that Uncle Dennis lived near. Remember, we even had the early report. He was going to visit with the Sixers, correct?
Yes.
And I kept saying, that's not this guy. He doesn't belong there. He doesn't want to play there.
Yeah.
Well, he would clearly want to play here, but now he has to deal with the dysfunction of the Laker organization.
We cleared that up.
Oh,
Skip.
you cleared it up?
Yeah, we went into counseling. Yeah, we cleared that up.
Really?
Yes.
So you're a Rob Pelinka fan now.
I didn't say that, Skip.
Okay.
No,
All right.
that's not what I said.
So do you really, if you're this guy, if you're in his sneakers right now, you want to play for that guy as your boss?
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka and Jeannie? Really?
Actually, he's not the boss.
Oh, who is?
You know who the boss is.
Who? Oh, number two is the boss.
Yeah. It would be
Linda Rambis, then Jeannie.
No. It would be Jeannie, 6'2", 23.
Oh, okay.
Jeannie,
Okay.
I mean Linda and Rob.
Well, if
Rob way down the list.
If number two is as shrewd an operator as I think he is, he knows how hard it is to play with the new number 6. Number 6 is hard to play with.
No, it's not. No,
Yes,
it's not.
he is.
No, he makes his job easy.
Difficult. Off the court.
No.
Yep.
First of all, he gonna be down in guess what, Skip? Get your helicopter to and from every morning. Rancho Santa Fe. Because that's a long drive. Everybody can, San Diego's not that far, bull jive. It can take you 90 minutes or it can take you 4 hours.
I agree. I've been in the 4 hours.
I've been in the 2 and I won't be in it again.
No good.
Because I'm flying down from here on out. But anyway, Skip Bayless, you know it'll work. And every chance you get to try to throw roadblocks up in front of LeBron because you don't want him to get any more titles.
I'm just telling you the truth.
No,
it's difficult.
Why is it difficult?
Because he is the drama king. It's always something, and he's going to cryptically tweet about you when you fail him.
Well,
I need more help.
Kawhi's not on social media, so he won't know what LeBron's doing.
He will know. He will hear all about it.
Yeah, because you're going to bring it up. And, if
and he's the third wheel to the two Clutch clients, unless maybe he's going to join Clutch. I don't know.
No.
Yeah?
We might make him a partner.
Really?
Yeah, it might be 6 horsemen.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I just don't know if he fits in that group.
Yeah, he's quiet. He's the quiet one.
Huh. Well, if it's true the Clippers are out, I would give the edge then to Toronto. And
I bet you would.
He actually flew back to Toronto for some reason.
Well, he was already here in L.A.
Well.
Yeah, and guess where? Is Barbados close to L.A.? Because he flew from Barbados to where, Skip? To L.A. to meet with us.
Yeah, but then it should have been Toronto's contingent in L.A., and he flew all the way back to Toronto.
Sometimes, Skip, when you're a real
Maybe they're planning the big press conference for tomorrow in Toronto.
Maybe you have the guts, the gall, the endorsement of fortitude to look a man in his eye.
Really?
And say, I appreciate everything that you've done for me.
So, Jen, you know what's going to be hilarious? Is if the bomb drops tonight, maybe first thing tomorrow, I don't know, that he is staying in Toronto. His name will be mud with this guy right here. He will suddenly be number 2.
You know what? I can't believe you, Kawhi.
Yep, that's what will happen. I am predicting because we just got a glimpse of it.
I hope it's live on our air tomorrow morning. That would be fun.
That would work.
No mercy.
Kawhi Leonard narrowed his list down to 3 potential suitors.
He's holding 3 franchises hostage.
He don't know anybody anything.
The clock is ticking, and he is taking his sweet time. Number 2. Why don't you have the guts to go compete against LeBron James?
He's not going to let you shame him into doing something that he doesn't want to do.
Is this the dagger?
We're done our job. City's done, our franchise done. I'm still playing basketball, no matter what jersey I have on. He's on another team, and we just kick his ass.
We are still waiting on Kawhi's decision. Word now, though, that the Clippers are out. A big happy 4th of July to Rob Parker. Thanks so much for joining us. What do you think Kawhi should do?
Happy 4th to everybody, no doubt about it. And yes, my radio partner, I saw his tweet that the Clippers are out, which I'm disappointed if that is indeed the case, because that's where I thought he should have gone.
Glad you're disappointed, too.
I am.
Not as disappointed as those folks are right
exactly.
Everything was stacked up for that.
Yep.
You know, they cleared space. They had everything set up. And the only reason I thought the Clippers would make more sense, because he wanted to come back to California and L.A. The Clippers, to me, were more his speed. You know, you're in L.A., you're playing in the same building, and to me, the reward was higher.
Agreed.
The Lakers have already won, many great players, not to take anything away from had he, if he winds up going there.
You want to be a part of that.
Right? To me was, after what he did in Toronto, taking a team with no lottery picks, he was basically banished by San Antonio to NBA Siberia, affectionately known as Toronto. And he went there, didn't make a stink, didn't pout, won a championship. Now you get to come to the Clippers. Clippers have no stars. They traded away Tobias Harris. All they do, everybody says, okay, they're going to tank the rest of the season.
Yep.
They'll keep their pick in the first round. No, they make the playoffs. They win 48 games. They lose in the first round, but they go to Golden State. They beat them twice in Oakland with a healthy KD. One like they got some break and they were able to win or whatever. So you take all of that they had put together. I love Patrick Beverly. I love Lou Williams.
Really?
Doc Rivers. I do. And I'm saying
more than LeBron, more than AD.
I'm just saying, and you know what? I looked at them a little bit like that 2004 Pistons team that won a championship that beat the Lakers. Skip, they didn't have any stars on that team. A lot of good players, don't get me wrong. Rasheed, Chauncey, Rip. But they didn't have any stars.
4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Ben Wallace.
But Ben Wallace wasn't even drafted, was he?
No.
I don't think he was drafted.
No.
So I'm just saying, it reminded me, if he would have been able to come to the Clippers, join that team, win a championship, go to the finals, take a team that was a laughingstock for most of its history in the NBA, his legacy, his name would be in the stratosphere in the NBA.
Imagine if he comes to the Lakers and wins a title with
just-
all those Pantheon greats.
He's just a third wheel on a team with great
he's not
players.
a third wheel.
He is a third
he's
wheel
not.
on the Lakers. Yes, he is.
No.
He would be the third wheel, and that's why.
Why do you need
I
a
don't
third
think that.
wheel?
Because
That's what
I
wanna
see
know.
what you guys try to do. What you're trying to do, you're going to be a third wheel. Don't go with LeBron. Compete against LeBron. All you guys, everybody trying to guilt him. But at the end of the day, this is what I love most about Kawhi. He does what he does. He don't listen to you. Definitely doesn't listen to you.
So if he goes back to Toronto, you'll be saying what?
I ain't going to be saying anything.
You'll be good with that.
I'm cool with it.
He
Because
will
I
not
still,
be cool
he
with
won't.
it.
You'll be
He'll be-
upset. Everybody in
he'll be
LA
furious.
will be sick over it because this will be another example of where here was LeBron had a chance to get somebody and they decided against LeBron.
But what happens when he goes there? What you gonna say then?
No, but then
why would he want to play with LeBron? Why does he want to be a third wheel?
I'll be the first one to say that I was wrong.
No.
I would be the first one to say I was wrong.
Why does he want to go be a third wheel?
I don't understand why he wants to go.
He want to play with LeBron.
Are you sure? Or is it Los Angeles and the Lakers because he grew up following that team and idolizing
I'm confused.
that uniform?
You're confusing
I'm asking
me.
you.
He doesn't want to play with LeBron. He doesn't want to play with LeBron. And if he doesn't sign with him, that's an indictment on LeBron. But if he signs with the Lakers, is it LeBron or does he just want to play with the Lakers?
No, I didn't say.
Yes, you did.
I'm going to give LeBron credit if he does sign up because this will be, Skip, a guy I totally misread, and he's not who I thought he was.
Well, that's
if
what
he signed with LeBron.
That's what that Columbia Online agreed to do for you.
It wasn't online. I took classes.
That's what it do for you, Skip. You don't get that read. Look, I believe, and Skip, we've gone back and forth with this. Skip really thought that he was going to the Clippers. And for me, it was always the Raptors or the Lakers.
You mean once they got the money?
Yeah, no, well.
You never thought that.
I didn't think it was a viable option. And when we said, okay, if they can make max cap space, if they can get Kawhi, you go after Kawhi. If you don't go after any other player. Nobody else gets that max slot if it's not Kawhi. And then you go sign other guys. But you wait on Kawhi. The Clippers traded Blake Griffin. They traded the guy that they got for Blake Griffin and Tobias Harris. They opened up, they wanted 2 max players. This hurts them more than the Lakers because the Lakers got one of the prize. If Anthony Davis was on the
I'll
market,
give you that.
he would be a prize free agent.
No doubt.
And they would have wanted a meeting with Anthony Davis. They got him via trade. Now, they had to give up something, but they got a prize guy. The Clippers are going to be left with, and Patrick, I love Patrick Beverly, love his game, but you're not going to win a title with Patrick Beverly. You're not going to win a title with Lou Williams. That's not going to happen. Superstar. Now, you can win a title if you got a superstar and Patrick Beverly and Lou Williams and those guys around. You can win a title, but normally it's going to take 2. Now, you got to admit, now, Toronto did catch a huge break, literally and figuratively, because one guy snapped his Achilles and the other guy snapped his ACL.
Thank you.
That's a huge break.
But also, I get it, but you can only play who's in front of you. Just like when the Warriors won their first championship, they got a break.
So for me, I always thought it was going to be Toronto and the Lakers. And when it's all said and done, I still believe 92.8. I believe that he's going to go to the Lakers.
What is that, a radio station, 92.8? What is that?
Well, yesterday I was 96, 94.6. I went down to 90, and then when Chris Broussard tweeted, I'm back up, moving up that needle moving
Really?
Skip.
Shannon, I hate to inform you, the media tide is rising in favor of Toronto here. Now, Frank Isola has tweeted that it's closer to 99.9%. He's a longtime NBA reporter.
So he's doing the Jalen Rose 99.9?
He's taking it up all. No, Jalen was just
99, you're right.
So he says he's hearing it's closer to 99.9. Does that dilute your 90?
No, because all we need is I got faith like a mustard seed. All we need is that 1%.
Well, I'm going to remind you, our friend Chris Broussard yesterday was 90% Lakers, and now he's 50-50. The last 2 words of his tweet, very close. Would that mean 50-50?
That would be close, right?
Yes.
But that doesn't sound like 90%.
Okay, all right. So the point is, I also feel sorry for the Clippers because Chris Broussard just flat out wrote Clippers out. Period. End of story. Well, if that's true, they're devastated right now. They're having the worst 4th of July anybody can.
With
have,
99.9, that means Clippers are out.
Okay.
I guess they can get that 0.5 or the 1% that we think the Lakers are.
Okay, so I'm with Rob. I wanted to see him lift the Clippers. I tweeted this yesterday. If he could lift the Clippers to a championship, then I would really be impressed. I'd start calling him by his real name, right? Because that would be a feat. Because what he did in San Antonio, he's the Finals MVP, and he stole it. I still don't even get how he got to be MVP. But he's playing alongside 3 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
Then he goes to Toronto, and by the way, I know it was Siberia effectively in your head,
Right.
but Siberia was 59 and 33?
23.
23.
I got you.
59 and 23 the year before. They had the best record in the East, Siberia did. So he joined a team that was already pretty good. Why they fired their coach, I don't know, but it worked because they picked the right guy who pushed all the right buttons, the right psychological buttons. So then they go get Gasol at the trade deadline, and it's a good basketball team, and it's pretty much back intact, I guess. So you can make the case, but I never thought, remember the Lou Williams quotes, and they were recruitment kind of quotes, but he said, you just never really get comfortable if you're from the United States living in Canada.
Right.
'Cause
It's a
all
foreign
different.
country.
Yeah. And I love that city. You've been there.
I've been there
and
many
I
times.
like to visit. I wouldn't want to live there because it does get very cold and everything's different. The money's different. The TV stations are all
The
different.
TV is very
It's
different.
very different. But the point is, in the big picture, I get why he would stay there because maybe he looks at the Clippers like, I don't know if I have the guts to go do that. And we just saw, I dared him last week, have the guts to go compete. But man, you're going solo star with a really loaded basketball team, but you don't have a co-star up against LeBron and AD in the same building. I guess he doesn't have those kind of guts.
Nobody does. Everybody tried to link up. Everybody
If there
tried
was
to
a
put pairs
second
together.
star, though, like
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy
or
Butler
Thea.
went to Miami, that would make sense considering with what they already had.
Okay, but he had the guts. Jimmy, he goes to his own beat. He just said, I want to go do this by myself.
Yeah.
My man Dwayne was down there, and I want to be the next Dwayne.
Yep.
Right?
Took a year less than $50 million because he had 5 for $190. Now he's got 4 for $141.
Yep.
Was it that or the sunshine? That was such off the beaten path. And I'm not saying he should team up, and I give people respect if you want to do what you want to do and do your own thing.
Right.
And Kawhi's case, I'm with you now. I think it has tilted back to Toronto because the longer it took for me, I didn't understand this part. If his number one choice was the Lakers and they had the money to give him, what was the holdup? And this whole notion that, well, he wanted to give the Clippers a chance. Oh, he wanted to give here Toronto. I don't have to go back. If I'm breaking up with a girlfriend, I don't need to take you out to a lobster dinner.
No, you a coward.
No, I don't need to do that.
You gonna do it by text message.
Wouldn't you rather get a phone call from me and
tell
say,
me,
hey, it's just
tell
not
me,
working out?
Tell me to my face. I want you to tell him to my face.
I'm going to take you out to dinner and break up at the restaurant.
Don't be sneaking around.
I'm not
I got to hear
sneaking.
from somebody else. Well, Shannon, I don't know if you were still in a relationship, but I saw such and such. Nah. Tell me. Look me in my eye and tell me. And that's what he's doing to Toronto.
What I normally get is my number's just blocked. I don't even get it.
Yeah, that's what they should do. So they're really telling you they're done with you.
They just blocked my
That
number.
1%, Skip, that 1%, what's going to happen with us? One little measly percent.
Really?
Yep.
I think you're getting nervous.
You know it.
Why?
You want another bet?
Skip, why would I be nervous if we got 6'10" and a half,
Okay, well,
25, 12, and 2?
that's all you got.
That's a fallback.
Yeah, good
That's
luck.
a hell of a fallback.
No, we're gonna hear the same exact thing when Paul George didn't want to come. It'll be, we didn't want him anyway. We don't need him. We got AD. That's exactly what the narrative will be if he picks Toronto. We didn't need Kawhi. We got LeBron and AD. We'll be just fine. No, they won't be.
We wanted him. Do we need him? Because Magic said he was preparing for 2 max slots. He got 2 max players, and he cleared enough cap space to get a third. Now, if we don't get the third, you still got AD. You make it seem like the cupboard's bare.
Who else do they have?
Name a team that can trot out 2 better players opening night of basketball season.
They might be good individual players, but do they make a team?
Hey,
Okay, that's the other part.
Shannon, bottom line,
Yeah.
this is going to be another stain on LeBron's reputation
How?
if he says no.
No, it won't.
will be.
It just will. It's like it's just set up.
Okay, so what do you put on his resume if he gets Kawhi to come? Or is that another star by his name?
I'll give him an endorsement.
I
I will.
No, you won't.
Yes,
no, you won't.
I will.
Why would he want to play with LeBron? You should want to beat LeBron. That's what you're going to say. You're going to be mad. Everybody be in their fields over here, but not me.
I might be jumped up on this table if he says
I'm gonna
goes
flip
to
it over.
Toronto.
No mercy.
Kawhi Leonard is definitely taking his time choosing where he'll play next season. However, finally some movement. It's getting fun. Our own Chris Broussard tweeted this morning the Clippers are out, and it's, quote, very close between the Lakers and Raptors. In the meantime, several free agents already off the board. Rob Parker still hanging with us on this 4th of July. We're so glad. First, though, we want to go to Skip. And
You not
so?
I'm
Yeah,
glad.
Okay.
You're not
I'm
happy
glad.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Shannon.
It's nice to have another person
Yeah,
here.
well,
All right, Skip, give us your grade. How do you feel like Kawhi is handling this situation?
we are in day 5, heading for day 6 of the NBA held hostage by number 2. And I can't believe that the media and basically the whole NBA world is letting him get away with this, because I don't like it on several levels. But to your point, 9 years ago, the decision happened in day 10 of free agency, right? But those were different days. Then 3 or 4 years ago now, KD, yeah, we're going back 4 years ago. That happened on July 4th, which was the 3rd day of free agency.
Correct.
The rules all changed. The unwritten rules changed this year for everybody except number 2.
Right.
Because he did it his way. In fact, he actually put into effect the load management version of free agency, because he's going to extend this thing out. He's going to play when he feels like playing in free agency. Everybody else positioned themselves to make their decisions even before 6 p.m. Eastern last Sunday night. Am I right?
Yeah.
Everybody had done all their homework and due diligence while he was in Barbados, because he can get away with it because he won the chip,
He needed
right?
a vacay.
Okay, he needed a vacay. So let's look at what happened. KD had done all of his homework. He'd had all of his meetings, and he was ready to drop his decision. At actually 5 p.m. Eastern, we started to hear, I think it was maybe 5:15, we heard what he was going to do. He was going to the Nets. Kyrie was ready to go to the Nets by that point. We look at Jimmy Butler. That happened on that Sunday night. He had obviously already done all of his homework, had all of his meetings. He knew all the machinations had already taken place to get him in a sign and trade down to Miami, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of moving parts that had to be dealt with all really for the last couple of weeks ahead of 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night. We go all the way down. Al Horford, did he know he'd already done his homework? Tobias Harris knew what he was going to do. Klay Thompson had done all of his due diligence that he could do, because there was still a remaining domino that hadn't fallen. But Klay basically said, well, I'm going to stay, and I'm going to take the max.
Especially after they gave him
offer the max.
190, right? I
But-
mean, where are you going?
I don't know, because that's a very interesting question. What if number 2's domino had been ready to fall, and let's say it was the Toronto domino? What if we had heard at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night, he's staying? He's going to sign for 2 years so he can position himself for the ultimate supermax in 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay? What happens then to the Lakers and Clippers, who got held hostage for the last 5 going on 6 days?
Right.
What happens to those 2 teams? Could they make hard runs at Klay Thompson? You better believe they could, because let's do your Lakers. Would Klay not have been a beautiful fit with
Been a great
AD
fit.
and LeBron? It's the ultimate. It's thank you, God fit.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better fit than Klay Thompson with LeBron at point and AD manning the middle, right?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful fit. And again, would he take less money to do that? I don't know, because his father was a high draft pick for the Los Angeles Lakers and has been a broadcaster for the Lakers, right?
Yes.
Klay grew up in this area. So would he want to go home and finish his career out for the Lakers? I don't know. Maybe. Who can discount that? You
Right.
say, well, what's $40 or $50 million? Well, I don't know. Maybe he'd say it's worth it to me to go home.
Well, he made it abundantly clear if they offered him the max, he was staying. The only way that the Lakers and the
I
Clippers
don't know. Because remember, the domino start. Did he think for a while KD might stay?
I don't think he thought
I don't
that.
think
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
For me, Skip, I don't have a problem with the way he's handling it, because I think the tug of winning a title and then walking out the door, I think that was a lot. See, I believe Kyrie and KD had already made their decisions at the beginning of the season. Had
Okay,
they
still, you got to work through Knicks Nets.
Yeah.
You got to work through it. You got
Okay,
to take the meetings.
That was the part. That was the
That-
part that
right.
had to be
Okay.
settled.
but they knew they
Okay,
were
I got
leaving.
it. I'm with you.
Right.
Had they not won the title, I believe Kawhi's decision would have been made easy.
Okay.
It's either Lakers or Clippers. He's not going back to Toronto. Because you say, I want to go to a team that can contend for a title. Well, how do you say you already got a team? Y'all won the title. You're not contending. You won it. And you're the finals MVP. You see, I think he's earned the right to take as much time as he needs.
Okay, I want to see if you're singing this song tomorrow.
I ain't got no
If
problem,
in fact,
Skip.
you hear he's Toronto bound
If he
again.
stay, Skip,
Okay, because he severely hampered your team and the other LA
he
teams.
ain't have us nothing.
Yes, he
because
did.
we go Skip. The thing was, if we were not going to sign, no one else was going to get that max slot other than Kawhi.
Yeah, but there are other good players out there that have signed.
You want us to pay $15 million for Terrence Ross? You want us to give J.J. Redick $13 million for 2 years? No, we're not doing that.
What about Bogdanovich? He's a really good player.
Bogey got $23 million.
Okay, so would you want him on your
No,
Lakers?
not for
What if
$23
I just
million?
snapped my fingers and said, you can't have number 2? Would you take him?
No.
Yes, you
No.
would. Hey, he's like a half a star. That's what I would call him. He's a half a star,
No.
but he's really good.
No.
Every time I watch him, he grows on me
I'm
because
not
he
getting
defends
any.
and he makes threes.
I'm not getting any Uber with 2.5 stars. I need 5.
You need
And
5.
that's what Kawhi
You're
is,
not
a 5
getting any
star.
Uber anyway.
I'm not.
I don't have a problem either with why it's drawn out like this. Only from the standpoint that there's a lot going on there,
Right.
and he can do it because he's the prize out there, and he can take his time. And he knows he has suitors, and the money's going to be there for a lot of guys. You're jumping at it because money's getting eaten up.
Right.
And if I take too much time, they might not have money for me
Right.
or the destination I want.
Correct.
So everybody else has to be ready to go, where Kawhi knows there's going to be at least a couple teams that's going to hold that money for me until I make my decision.
Right.
But you realize he was the only one who didn't play by the new unwritten
No,
rules.
I get it.
The only one.
But he follows the old rules. He old school
rules?
type of guy,
Oh.
yeah.
Maybe
he,
he's just not up to date.
No,
I
he
don't
up to
know.
date.
He just doesn't,
Yeah,
didn't get it.
He still got a black
Right.
beard.
But I still he got a BlackBerry. It's pretty good. But the Lakers will have a black eye if he does not pick the Lakers. And for all the 90%, 92%, 95%, you were feeling.
So how good they gonna look if they get him? You
They
keep telling
will
me-
look good. They will look good. There's no doubt about it.
okay.
It'll be
If
over.
they get him.
Oh,
We won't even have to pay
Throw the
attention
parade.
to the
Oh, no, we gotta pay attention.
it's all done.
No, we gotta pay attention to this. No,
But it doesn't heighten LeBron's legacy by getting
we're
him.
not talking about LeBron.
That's what I'm just
We're
saying.
talking about Kawhi. And if he were to go to the Lakers, I want you to have that energy.
I'm going to have the same energy.
Because I'm sitting here listening to you. You got so much energy when there's the possibility of Kawhi not joining LeBron. But then all of a sudden there's a possibility and you get real monotone.
No, I don't.
Like, well, I mean, it'll be good if he doesn't. But if it's a black eye, if he doesn't go there, no, it's not. And you, Skip Bayless, I know you don't want this to happen because you know
Nobody-
you have to do 6 months of me every day with 2 jersey or 6 jersey.
Watching that super team fall on its face. That would be
okay,
fun.
okay.
Yeah.
You can look at Miami when LeBron put that team together.
Yep.
Right?
LeBron didn't put no team
He
together.
did put that team together.
So what was Pat Riley and all this?
No, LeBron put that team together. And you know this. That
Scale.
was on a large scale. That was a failure in Miami. 2 out of 4 was a failure. If you remember the LeBron big parade and press conference, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. You know why? Because they believed that they
He
were
went
going
to
to win
7.
Let me ask you a question. Was it a fail in Golden State for KD to go?
Was it a fail? No.
Why not? 2 out of 3 with that team?
2 out of 3,
Yeah.
no.
With that team?
He didn't play in the
ruptured
last
his
one.
Achilles.
He won 2.
All right, with that team?
He won 2
Did
in
you
the
see-
2 years, and he won the Finals
Did
MVP.
you see D-Wade that last series? D-Wade averaged like 14. 14 points against San Antonio. 15. You see that?
By the
What
way,
about Dallas?
The real GOAT doesn't chase other top 5 stars. He just
Oh, well, hold on. He had one.
No, he
he
didn't.
had a top 10 player, old Scottie Pippen.
maybe a top 20.
No, stop doing that, Skip. You know Scottie Pippen was more than a top
it.
20 player in the 90s.
Okay, so you know what kills me about this whole conversation? The guy who's holding the NBA hostage now going on day 6 is highly injury prone and nobody even discusses it. It's like he owns the NBA world and he won't play a lot of games. He needs off on back-to-backs. He was hurt during the finals, according to you.
Yeah.
It was a huge concern he could
Yeah.
even get through the
Yeah.
playoffs.
But not only
That's the guy. That's who we're talking
But
about.
not only him, AD has missed 14 or
he's-
more, 5 of his first 7
Yeah.
seasons in the NBA. And LeBron is an aging star. year 17. We saw it for the first time. He had a major injury. And I don't know what he's going to be this year. I don't know.
Do you know what anybody's going to be? No. You got to wait
but
till
I'm saying I've seen
But
LeBron.
is KD injury prone? Remember he had a broken foot mid 53
He
games?
is. I'll give you that.
Is Kyrie injury prone?
Yes. So,
but
what's
why you
your
not
point?
talking about that?
No,
You didn't
because
mention
we're
that.
talking about the Lakers.
Oh, okay. I was just
There was
talking-
only one guy who was never injury prone, and
Was
he wore
LeBron.
23 in Chicago.
Yeah, he was injury prone.
He was.
Remember he broke his foot?
Okay,
And only
and then
played
what happened?
3.
And then he
Right,
then he
was that
took
year 2 or 3?
And then in '95 he only played 17 games.
Yeah.
Remember he took a year and a half off?
Yeah, but that wasn't because of injury.
I don't know what it's because, Skip. I'm just saying he wasn't playing.
9 times he played all 82, 11 times
including his
80+.
last season in the NBA, played all 80.
Did you watch it?
Great stuff,
You
gentlemen.
should have took some time off.
Bob, thanks for hanging with us on 4th of July. We appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
No mercy.
Sunday on Fox, Team USA's quest for a record 4th World Cup title comes down to this. Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan, and the U.S. take on the Netherlands. Sunday morning, 10 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. All right, finally a little movement in the Kawhi situation. This is what Chris Broussard tweeted a little earlier this morning. Kawhi update. Raptors had a strong meeting yesterday. Drake heavily involved. Talked of having Kawhi involved with his OVO record label. Kawhi in deep soul searching. Wants Lakers, but wants to make sure Big Three will fit and work. Clippers out. It's between Lakers and Raptors, very close. We're joined by NBA champion and now an NBA insider, Kendrick Perkins.
an
Perk,
NBA.
happy 4th. Thanks for being here with
Thanks
us.
for having me, my Fox
Before we
family.
get to our
Shannon,
first
my
question.
boy Skip, what's
Yeah.
going on?
There's one guy at this table who pays off the bets that he loses, and it's this guy over on this side.
Yeah.
And this guy made one bet with Kendrick Perkins a couple of weeks ago. It was before Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and you wanted a case of Diet Coke. Do you recall that?
Yeah, I do recall
And-
that, Skip, but I wasn't worried about
Yeah.
it. Whenever you said to me, it was
You
all
got me
good.
on that game. You also have raved about how you predicted that Toronto was going to win the NBA Finals. You actually lucked into that because it required some serious injuries for that to happen.
That's basically how the finals been over the last 4 years.
so.
Is overlooked.
Yep, that's true. But right here, right now, I want to present you with
Uh-oh,
your winnings.
what I
you
got?
get your case of Diet Coke. Way to go.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, this
right
is
here.
big.
This is
Yeah,
beautiful.
does that
right
qualify?
here.
Am I paid off? Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go.
You're a
Way
man
to
of your
go.
word. I
am.
appreciate it, Skip.
Yep, you
I'm a
got
man
me.
of my word, too. I just don't lose.
Okay,
Got
back
my-
to business. I have now officially termed you the Woj of ex-players because
Uh-oh.
you drop perk bombs right and left about your inside information from KD and all stretching all the way to number 2. So what is your gut feeling? What have you heard lately about what might transpire over the next few hours?
Skip, are we still calling him number 2?
I am.
This is the Finals MVP.
Okay, that's fine.
2 times.
Yeah, well, he stole the first one for San Antonio.
Well, look, this is my thing. No way Kawhi is getting on the plane for 5.5 to 6 hours to go to Toronto to tell them he's not coming back. I think
Shannon would like to believe differently, that he's going to go man-to-man, eye-to-eye, and just tell them soul to soul, I can't do this.
well, why he couldn't do it in L.A.?
Nah, don't do that. Don't make them come to me. I mean, you gonna make them do that? You gonna make your girl fly all the way out here to tell her you breaking up with her? Or you gonna be a man and get on the plane and go tell her face to face?
I'm gonna be worse than that. I'm gonna send a text.
Oh, come on,
But I mean, it's between Toronto and the Lakers, and I think Toronto holds the upper hand right now. I think they're the front runner team because if you look at it, right now Kawhi have a lot to think about with joining the Lakers, and it's not necessarily because of Bron and AD. Obviously, you go and play with 2 other stars. It's the dysfunctional team, the front office. Can you trust them? And that's why he went about it and met with those guys. Like, it's almost like us going rob a bank and we get caught by the police and they interview you first in a separate room. Then they interview. That's how Kawhi did the Lakers interview. For trust reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, so that raised a red flag right there to me and gives Toronto the upper hand because he know what he's getting out of
Right.
Toronto. He's been there.
So why you even need a meeting? You was there the whole year. They gave you no back-to-backs. They gave you 22 games of load management. You wanted access for Uncle Dennis, you got it. You wanted your fiance to fly certain places, you got it. So why you need to meet? You already know what you got.
No, you need the meeting because you needed to give Masai Ujiri time also to consider what he's going to do. He has offers on the table that Kawhi needs to give him time so he could go and ask Masai Ujiri, hey, how long are you going to be here? Is the question. How long are you?
It was reported that Washington wanted him.
Yeah, right. So how long do you plan on being here? What's your, how do you look at, how do you view our team going forward over the next couple of years?
They can't because everybody unrestricted free agent or restricted free agent.
Okay, well do a 1-and-1 like Bron did. Well, and you go back.
That was my original thought.
Okay, and you go back to Toronto, and obviously you're the clear-cut favorite to come out of the East.
For me, what would scare me about the 1-and-1 is his injury history.
Right.
Missed 73 games, 22 games of load management. Skip, you noted the numerous injuries he's had over his career in San Antonio. So that would leave me a little scary. Everybody's not going to be in a situation like KD. You rupture your Achilles and still get the max. There are very few guys that can do that.
I think Kawhi is one of those players.
And the thing is, but KD's missed with the broken foot about 4 years ago.
Right.
And then he had this injury. It's the ticky-tack injuries, the 5 games here, the 8 games there, the 15 here, that people start to say, well, hold on. Kawhi's only 28 and he has these injuries that's keeping him. But with that being said, I just felt that it was hard. Them winning the title made it hard for Kawhi. Because I believe if they didn't win the title, this would be an easy decision.
Absolutely, I agree.
But winning the title, how do you walk out the door after winning a title and being finals MVP?
Well, I told you, you could also look at it the other way. You have no guilt. You can just say, I gave you that. I bequeathed you with the championship.
You look, no matter what, every decision in life, somebody's going to be disappointed.
Right.
If you got offered, you choose between 2 jobs or you choose between whatever the case may be.
So in the prime of his career, he wants to live in Toronto, Canada for 3 years. That's what we're saying?
That might be the case.
Right.
I mean,
it's fine with me.
He was like, I didn't want to live another month in San Antonio. I'd rather live 3 years in Toronto than another month in San Antonio.
You might start missing San Antonio.
No,
Listen, that Riverwalk is something.
Oh, really? That's what you're going to hang your hat on, the Riverwalk, huh? Okay.
I love the Riverwalk. I did a bunch of shows.
In SeaWorld.
I'm the mayor of San Antonio.
Yeah, you are.
SeaWorld.
Yeah. But I'll be back this year.
Where my cinnamon rolls? You the mayor. I ain't got no cinnamon rolls.
I can get them for you.
Well,
if you pay me off a couple of cases of Diet Dew, I'd be okay.
Got my Diet Cokes right here.
Yeah, you got them. You should have one right now. Maybe not.
But I think Kawhi stays. But I wish he hurry up and announce it already because, and this the reason why. He deserved to take his time, but, he's affecting other free agents.
Thank you.
You got,
Thank you.
You got guys that you just won the title with.
Yep.
For us like Danny Green.
Danny Green.
Who could lose out
Danny Green, go and do your thing. Don't worry about me.
But he could lose out on me. But he's losing out on millions of dollars.
So you're not losing that $1 million, because guess what? You going where I go. So just sit back, sit down, and shut up.
No, that's not the case.
Where Danny Green going? Wherever Kawhi go?
That's not true, Shannon.
I bet you.
I bet you he go with the most money.
No, he ain't going to take less money.
At this time in his career.
Well, they going to get no. Wherever
All
Kawhi
of a
go.
sudden, the Clippers got a whole lot of money to spend.
He's going to go where Kawhi. Guess what? Who's offering the most money? Wherever Kawhi goes.
So you don't see this? If Kawhi stay in Toronto, you don't see the Lakers offering him a nice little contract?
No. Because Toronto will offer him more because he's that buffer. He's the comfort. He's the Lionel blanket to Kawhi.
But do Toronto have the money to
Linus, that's the name, Linus.
Do Toronto have the money to offer him more?
Well, they got Drake. Drake said he gonna offer somebody part of the
Don't worry about salary cap.
a part of the record company. So.
Salary cap is optional from now on.
So what do you make of his misgivings about how he fits with the big 3 in L.A. with the Lakers? Because that's part of Chris Broussard's quote also, that he's having to soul search about how do I fit there?
Absolutely, because the question is who team is going to be?
I think that's pretty clear.
What you mean?
It's LeBron's team. No?
It's our team.
Our team.
We are our. It's no more I.
Now you're not LeShannon, right?
Yeah, it's our team.
Yeah.
No,
you're
listen.
LeClaw, right? You got to be both.
I think they would match well. I think Braun don't have a problem with passing the torch. He's going on 35. He have a guy who could arguably go down as one of the best power forwards to play the game in Anthony Davis. And then you get a Kawhi Leonard who Braun could take a back seat and just say, hey, you know what?
You gonna average 24, 10, and 6, Skip.
I was thinking more so like 20, 10, and 10.
That'd be good. That'd
Yeah,
work.
just take
You
a
like
back
that?
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take a back seat. I'll be the third wheel. If y'all need me, I'll be right here.
No more
waiting.
MVPs, right?
Oh, we got the MVP.
Oh, you're still in the race.
It's gonna be hard to get the MVP with those
I mean,
three
if
guys over
you
you.
could triple-double, you'd have a shot.
No,
right? No?
Yeah, Russell's made the triple-double obsolete.
Okay. Well,
Because he got a triple-double, 3 straight years. And it's like, nah, we good. We seen it already.
But now listen, even with those three teaming up, it'll be hard to beat them. The question will be who would be the role players. Because right now, if the season started today, Utah Jazz are the best team in the West.
Thank you.
Utah Jazz
Been
are
there,
the best
done that
team
today.
in the West. If you
We're
start
gonna
today,
beat the brakes off the Jazz. Oh, you gonna put your hopes on Rudy Gobert? You like Rudy?
back-to-back defensive player of the year, I do. I do like
he
Rudy.
defense. Anthony Davis, light him up. Light him up.
No mercy.
Tuesday on Fox, the biggest stars in baseball shine bright in Cleveland. Don't miss the MLB All-Star Game Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern, only on Fox. Several theories have emerged on why Kevin Durant left Golden State to join Kyrie in Brooklyn. The Undefeated reported the Warriors showed a lack of respect for KD, including the questions surrounding his injury in the playoffs and issues with Draymond Green. A San Francisco Chronicle report said there was awkwardness every single day in the locker room, and KD felt like he didn't get the credit he deserved. Kendrick Perkins still hanging with us. Perk, you know KD well. What is the real reason why he left the Bay?
Well, I think it's several reasons why he left the Bay, and I think some of those points are true. When you look at Golden State, we criticize every other franchise but them, and for one, I question the same day that Kevin Durant signed that with the Brooklyn Nets, he left close to $70 million on the table, and the owner comes out and basically retires his jersey in the same day, right? Which raised a red flag to me because to me it sounded like a sign of guilt. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt till July the 6th to see if he do the same thing for Andre Iguodala. Okay, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Secondly, the organization, Golden State organization, took out a full-page ad to congratulate the Toronto Raptors. They didn't do that for the Cleveland Cavaliers when Cleveland came back down 3-1. Was it because of the Kyle Lowry situation? Hidden agendas? Let me hurry up and protect ourselves because our owner just did something crazy. Right. So let me put out a full-page ad, and it's the hidden agendas behind it. I question, did KD was that even a calf strain from the jump, right? Right. During the Houston series. And all of a sudden, Andre Iguodala comes out in the Breakfast Club and killed their medical staff.
He did.
So I think KD, at the start of the season, I think he was fully committed to coming back to Golden State. I don't know if he wanted to leave close to $70 million on the table. But now when the incident happened with Draymond Green, now Shannon, you know this, and when you're in the heat of the battle, sometimes when you get on a teammate, it may not come out the right way.
Right.
But it's levels to it.
Yeah.
It's levels to it. And when you step out of bounds and you call a man the B word, and then you backdoor and say you know you the B word, and then says, oh, well, guess what? We won without you. We don't need you. And leave. And you're the same guy who's the first guy to recruit him there.
That's what you said.
Yeah. Yeah. So from there on, I don't think KD ever bounced back from that. And I don't think I would have either. Now, I applaud KD because he stayed true. He never added out. And he finished strong. So strong that he risked his body and tore his Achilles for the organization. So I think with that and the merge of the Brooklyn Knicks, you gotta give a lot of credit to Sean Marks and the coaching staff over there because they're the best team in New York right now. Their franchise is moving in the right direction. And him, obviously Kyrie and KD are great friends. And I think they both need each other. KD is ready to take on this leadership role, take on being his own leader and leading the team. And now all Kyrie needs to do is go out and be Kyrie and just play basketball and don't worry about being a leader. Because you remember I said he's not a Batman.
Right.
So now I think it's a perfect fit. Adding DeAndre Jordan with LeVert once they're healthy.
Okay, back to KD. Do you think he now questions whether he initially had just a calf strain?
That's a good question. I mean,
Has he indicated any of that to you, that he's having second thoughts about maybe I was more hurt than I knew?
Well, the thing is, I think everyone except for us, the outside world, knew what the real injury was. And I remember them showing a dunk of him when he came back game 5. You remember he dunked, but nobody noticed. He swung on the rim, but he swung on the rim for a reason, to make sure he landed correctly. Everybody was looking like, oh, he just power dunked it, and look how he hanging from the rim. Yeah, he hanging from the rim so he can make sure he land right. And then all of a sudden, Steve Kerr, you come out and you playing 14 of the first
11
6.
of the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, like seriously, man, this is a guy. You come out and play him, and then all of a sudden he tears his Achilles. Like, to me, it was something that was kept in house, and Andre Iguodala proved my point even more. KD never came out and officially told me nothing about the injury. I try to get it out of him every time I talk on the phone, but he never. Come on, man, I ain't, all right, cool, I'm gonna try to figure it out myself. Right. But then Iggy comes out and killed the medical staff.
For me, I think it was a foregone conclusion. Perk, this is where you and I disagree. I believe it was a foregone conclusion that Kevin Durant was gonna leave once the season started. Because
even before the Draymond?
Before the Draymond. Because I don't believe he ever got the fulfillment and the satisfaction that he thought he would get by winning a title.
That's a good point.
He thought that if I win this title, because in order for you to be great, you had to win a title. And everybody said, you can't talk about Bron. You ain't got no titles, bruh. You not even Steph Curry because you ain't got no titles. So he goes and joins them. And he thinks if I win a title, now I'm going to be equal to Bron. But not only did not winning the title make him equal to Bron, he couldn't even get past Steph in the debate. And it bothered him. It's kind of like, you know what it's like? You know what I'm talking about, Skip. You're a little bit too young for that. Skip, you remember New Edition? They had a great group.
Right.
Johnny Gill could out-sing all of them.
Right.
But he wasn't one of the originals.
Right.
So Johnny's like, you know what? I got to bounce. I got to do my own thing.
That's true.
KD said, hold on, y'all never gonna treat me like y'all treat Steph.
That was a good analogy.
That was. That was a great. That was.
I like
great.
that.
Yes, I love it.
You finally hit one.
He's like, y'all never gonna treat me like I treat Steph. Y'all know I'm better than Steph. I'm 2-time Finals MVP. And all y'all talk about I'm second fiddle to Steph. You know what? Y'all called me. Now, it worked out for everybody because everybody needed everybody, Skip. They were not gonna be able to hang on. They were never gonna beat the Cavaliers again. That's why Draymond went in the towel, went to the parking lot crying to get Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant knew he couldn't beat LeBron with Russ in OKC.
Yep.
So they had to mesh. But he didn't get the fulfillment that a lot of people like. You see LeBron was like, oh, about damn time. Championships gave him satisfaction, gave him fulfillment because
Absolutely.
You see all the greats. Kobe, the way he hugged the trophy. Michael Jordan.
Right.
Kevin Durant was like, y'all still ain't get me because y'all still say Bron better than me. Y'all still say Steph, this Steph team. True. What I got to do?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Okay, so let's fast forward now to the Nets. You were quoted the other day as saying, and this is the line that caught our attention, that you think now Kyrie needs to, quote unquote, fall in line behind Kevin's leadership in playmaking and shot making, right?
Right.
That line stuck with us because we couldn't really envision Kyrie wanting to fall in line behind anybody because he still thinks he's Kyrie Irving.
You don't think he got a taste of humble pie?
No,
did.
he
From
thinks,
this season?
he thinks it was the Celtics. He's like, y'all young guys wouldn't listen, just like I wouldn't listen to Bron. See, it's y'all.
And then he had to apologize to Braun.
Yeah, but he ain't apologized to them. That's what he should apologize.
Right.
Because Jaylen Brown said, I'd rather go it alone than ride with bad company. Who are you talking about?
You talking about Kyrie?
Look at Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum took a step back. I don't care what anybody says, he took a step back. Terry Rozier took a step back.
Absolutely.
Jaylen Brown took a step back. And they looking like, hold on, bro. We took off once you got injured. We went to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals with you being out. And we come back here and you talking about it's us?
But the only thing what I can say is that Kyrie looks up to Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks up to Kevin Durant. He looks up to him as
Literally or figuratively?
Yeah. I'm saying if you go down Kyrie list, it's Kobe Bryant, probably LeBron James, and then next in line is Kevin Durant. That's why I said he will fall in line behind Kevin Durant. He know this. He know. I think it was a mutual agreement before they both signed with the Brooklyn Nets, and Kyrie like, look, this you, I'm gonna be second, and this is what it is.
For me, the next great pairing is going to happen in 2020, Skip, at the Olympics. Because that's what we're seeing. In 2008, we saw Chris Bosh, D. Wade, and LeBron. In 2016 in Rio, we saw KD and we saw Kyrie. And we see the pairing start to take shape. So the next great pairing, I don't know who it's going to be, but they're going to be playing on the Olympics together. But for me, I just think looking at Kevin Durant and Steve Nash said it. Said even after the first one, there's like which Super Bowl, all the Super Bowls, Skip, I won 3. I'm very fortunate. And then everybody asked me, which one? I said, the first one. That's what the first one. Do you know how hard it is to get the first one?
Yes.
Yeah. All of them are special and for different reasons. But the first one, Steve Nash said, talking to Kevin, he could see that he was not satisfied. He was not happy. He was not fulfilled. It didn't give him what he thought it would. Well, then that's a KD. That ain't there's nothing Golden State could have done. Maybe Bob Myers keep his mouth shut at that celebration, Skip. But I don't think Steph wasn't going out of his way. Steph wasn't doing anything. Clay, they heap praise on him. Draymond, you can't talk to people like that. But, that's beside the point. But that KD should have stepped to him. See, KD put hands on him in the locker room.
Remember, Steph flew all the way from Shanghai to New York City to hopefully one last recruiting pitch, and then he hears on the plane, he's gone to Nets.
Was it genuine?
I don't know.
That's
Good question.
That's the question. Was it?
That
was it
is
genuine?
the question.
What if Steph would have got off the plane and said, Draymond was right about
Props
you?
to Shannon for a non-dating analogy
too.
this morning. Excellent, excellent.
No mercy.
Time for our hot topic of the day, sponsored by Hyundai. The Lakers have seen several free agents come off the board while they wait for Kawhi to choose if he wants to wear the purple and gold. Our own Chris BROUSSARD tweeted earlier that Kawhi wants the Lakers, but he also wants to make sure the big three with LeBron and AD would fit and work. Even without the claw, the Lakers still have the best championship odds. KENDRICK PERKINS still hanging with us. Perk, how good will the Lakers be if they don't get Kawhi?
They're going to be great.
Great?
Yes. Are you serious? We're talking about LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It's a no-brainer.
Who else?
It don't even matter, Skip. It could be us three.
Yeah.
We could
Shannon
be the
Sharpe's
three.
going to suit up.
Yeah.
You two, you go stand in the corner, shoot your tray ball.
No, he can't shoot. He
I
can't
can
shoot.
shoot like crazy.
So,
He got to jump it like Ben Simmons.
listen, if they don't get Kawhi, they win 55 games. 55, 56 games. If they get Kawhi, it's 65 win game season. So the West is wide open. If you look at Anthony Davis and LeBron James and you go down the Western Conference Finals, you look at the Portland team. They have 2 stars in Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum. Pretty sure in that matchup you'll take AD and LeBron. Then you go down the line, you got Chris Paul and James Harden. I'm pretty sure you'll take AD and LeBron. And then you go to
Nuggets. You want Joke and Jamal Murray?
Yeah, we'll take.
You want Utah? You want Rudy? Oh, let me guess. You want Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley? Or
I
is it
think
Spider
I
Mitchell?
do. I think I would give that team a little edge, and I think you would too.
No.
Listen, I said Utah Jazz are good.
They're very good.
They're very good.
Yep.
They started today because the Lakers don't have a full roster. They would be the best team just to start off the NBA season. But let's not get it twisted. King James is not happy being at home right now. And
He's not at home. He's on the set.
and
Well, he was home when the finals was going on, when the playoffs was going on. He
and I tell you what, Anthony Davis got a bigger chip on his shoulder. Oh, he's
not
ready.
a championship chip.
Yeah, they gonna
yeah,
be. Yeah, he got
he's-
cut from that close. You gonna find out.
He have it on his mind. Have you seen him lately?
No.
Oh,
I
he
have
looks
not.
good. I never seen him knit chiseled and.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Looks good, doesn't always play.
Hey, don't do that,
Yeah.
Skip. Don't do
this.
that. Don't do that. You already know what he represents. That's why he wanted to be on the big stage. You say there's something about, like you wanted KD to go to the Knicks for his legacy. Anthony Davis says, I want to play under the brightest lights. If you are big, you got to play for the Lakers.
Okay, I get
You got to.
Operative word is play, as in how many games is he going to be healthy to play? He has been very
70
injury prone.
long as he gets.
Well, guess what? Let me tell you something. That's why he's under Clutch Sports.
Oh.
And one thing we do know about LeBron James, he's one of the best to ever do it for us taking care of his body.
That's what he do.
So guess what? I'm going to take you under my wing, young
Yep.
fella, and I'm going to show you how to take care of your body,
Really?
and I'm going to show you how to do this for a long time.
Does that mean AD's going to pull his groin next year?
No, there you go. You take one isolated incident over a
Isolated
16-year
incident. That was
career.
a big incident, man.
But
the first time, Skip.
Okay, but he's going into year 17.
Ain't gonna be
You
healthy.
think he's going to get healthier as he gets older?
Yes.
Huh?
I mean, this is the guy that we probably won't see in another lifetime.
Never.
All right,
We
I'll
never
give
seen
you
a guy
that.
to play like this in year 16.
Okay, but he's now 6th in all-time minutes played, and he's about to go up to 3rd in all-time minutes
We're
played.
gonna be first
It's
in
just
minutes.
wear
We're gonna be
and
playing.
tear.
Yeah, but Skip, when you paying $2 million to take care of your body,
Okay.
hey,
But
the
this
sky's
guy
the
has
limit.
played the closest to football basketball as anybody's ever played because he freight trains. You know how much contact he takes.
Yeah.
well, not no more because the league's soft.
Oh, is it? Well, I don't think he plays soft.
No.
Well, he don't. I
But we
ain't
bulldoze
say that.
them.
Yeah,
we talking about them, not
Okay?
him.
But you're still colliding with other bodies that are chiseled.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna find out. See, your head hard. Your head hard.
That's
You won't
true.
listen, but you're gonna find out.
Well,
Come October.
speaking of hard heads, AD even had a concussion. I don't
Oh
know.
my goodness. What?
Hey.
Skip. So you gonna go back and find every injury. I'm sure he missed the game because he
I looked them all
stubbed
up.
his toe.
Ankles, elbows, knees, shoulders, shins, backs, the concussion, hands, fingers.
Those
What-
are-
these
those
are
are-
all knick-knack injuries.
Those are weightlifting injuries.
Are they?
Yeah, when
Really?
you have to carry heavy loads.
Really? Okay.
Shoulders hurt, back, knee.
First 4 years, he misses 18, 15, 14, 21 games. What if he misses 20-odd games? You know there's going to have to be some load management for Space Jam 2 here.
Oh, so
Am I right?
hold on. We understand. We're not gonna play long those heavy minutes.
Yeah.
We
I can't wait for the new classic quote because it's going to come because he uttered it one night in New Orleans.
But have he uttered it
Back in
since?
early 2017?
Has he
said
uttered it
of
since?
His Cleveland Cavaliers. I can't remember if you're on that team or not. Maybe you were on that team. He said, "We're top heavy as SH. You know what?" Do you remember that quote?
Yeah.
Yep. We'll get that one about this team.
I don't know. They just had a great pickup in Jared Dudley.
Oh, he's going to change your life.
They're gonna add Andre Iguodala.
Are we sure about that?
Oh,
We gonna bring JaVale back. We gonna bring Rondo back.
Rondo's coming back.
They just
We
waiting
sure?
on the green light.
Yes, we're
Kyle
sure.
Korver, they
Because
just waiting on the green light.
All of a sudden, the Clippers are going to be in a bidding war with the Lakers for all these spare parts.
They don't want to play with the Clippers.
And they got a lot of money to
They
spend.
don't want to get
That-
exactly.
We're talking.
They gonna keep
But
it.
listen, we're talking about vets. That's the only thing on their mind right now.
Winning.
is the championship.
Okay. All right, we'll see.
No mercy.
The U.S. women's national team is one win away from celebrating another World Cup title. Next up, a showdown with the Netherlands. Don't miss the Women's World Cup final Sunday morning, 10 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Welcome back. The Herd is coming up next here on FS1. Let's head over to Colin Cowherd. Colin, happy 4th. What's on the show today?
The 4th of Kawhi. We're obviously on Kawhi Leonard watch. Some updates about a Laker team that could become the villain of professional sports in America. The very latest coming up.
Sounds great. Thanks, Colin. Time for our final topic of the day. Ezekiel Elliott will not be punished for this altercation with a security guard at a Vegas music festival back in May. The NFL announced that yesterday after Zeke met with Roger Goodell earlier this week. Shannon, surprised there was no punishment.
I was a little surprised, Skip, because I thought he would get one game. The commissioner told him last time he saw Zeke, I don't want to see you again. Stay out of trouble. And somehow Zeke found himself back in trouble again. So I am surprised he didn't get a game. And I read Zeke tweet that he's going to do a better job of staying out of trouble. He hasn't, and I don't believe that he will. This is who he is. He's immensely talented, very productive. So your tolerance level is going to be with him a lot higher than it would other players. But I am a little surprised that he didn't get at least a game.
I am shocked, pleasantly shocked. This felt like a little makeup call to me, but just a little one, because I still say Zeke did not deserve the 6 games he got back in 2017. But this was an indefensible act of misbehavior in Las Vegas.
Right.
The more I watch it, the worse it gets. So I concluded once he got called to the principal's office, where he went all the way to New York to sit with the commissioner, I thought, well, he's at least going to get his wrist slapped with one game.
Right.
And it deserved one game. Not 2017, but this did.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe it's because the CBA negotiations are about to.
And the thing for me, Skip, if he had given them a game, I'm not going to come out here and protest, go to the tallest mountains like, oh, commish, you were wrong for this. Zeke did not deserve to get a game. Zeke deserved a game because he put himself in the very situation he said he was going to avoid once he got done seeing the commissioner last time. Even Skip, like I said, I don't know what transpired in the hotel room, but if they had given him 3 games for pulling that girl's top down, I don't think anybody better than I.
No. So Cowboys get a break, and that bodes well for this season. Maybe it's going to be meant to be.
Great stuff, gentlemen. Great stuff as always.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports 1 of 1.